That's 2,000 children every single day. It's a heart-wrenching reality that we can no longer ignore. Find the Children is a non-profit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted vehicle, running or not. Call 1-800-294-0222. We guarantee that you will receive the maximum tax deduction. We provide fast, free pickup with 24-hour response. Call 1-800-294-0222. Find the Children provides crucial resources to help find missing children and educational materials to teach kids how to recognize and avoid predators. Our recovery programs have a proven track record of reuniting kids with their families. It's time to act. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Help us build a world where every child is safe. Pick up the phone and call 1-800-294-0222. Together, we can bring these kids home safely. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The sports calendar is heating up, and with ESPN Bet Sportsbook, you can go from checking news and stats to placing bets in just a couple of taps. Stream games, bet live, and get exclusive offers when you link your ESPN account. Right now, you can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with promo code JOEQ to get started today. That's JOEQ, Joe Q. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Here we go.
Come on.
Live from Rams Draft Headquarters. You ready, Cappy?
Get ready, Marcus.
Give it to me. It is Sedano and Kap on a feel-good Friday as we get ready for rounds 2 and 3 of the NFL Draft. We are live from Air Operations in Van Nuys. Proud to be wearing our LAFD gear, except Cappy's not.
What do you mean?
Well, where's your LAFD hat?
Look at my hat.
But yesterday's, we could have all been matching. And you screwed it up, shockingly.
What do you mean all been matching? You got on a blue hat.
But we all could have been wearing the LAFD hat.
Oh, that's true.
And you screwed that up.
Well, I didn't know. Nobody told me that there was a team uniform today.
I just got this when I showed up here, so I was unaware of any of these things.
Right.
Marcus Grant is here in for Shan. Producer Lindsay's here. We got DeAndre, Young D, back at the studio.
Oh,
that's
my
a fire truck.
There's a real fire truck.
Fire engine.
That's a real fire truck.
Well, would it be a fake one?
Right, with real sirens.
It could be going to the busy world of
like
Richard Scarry.
Real firefighters on it.
Richard Scarry having a big day on this
Big
show.
day.
I think they just came by to blow the horn because they were already turned on 710 inside the fire truck.
Listen, sometimes you just got to blow the horn.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you right now, being here yesterday and coming back for day 2, okay, I opened up the LA Times website today and I saw this first headline. LA County first responders fought the worst fire of their careers. Now they want raises. I didn't read one thing beyond that. Not one thing. I read the headline and I went, you're effing A. Give these guys raises, bro. Okay? Seriously. What would we do without them?
Well, what do you want us to do? Not agree with you? Of course, give them raises. Why not?
Oh, you don't feel that way, do you?
I just don't understand why we're talking local politics out of the gate.
You want a pay cut.
When we're worried about the NFL draft, rounds 2 and 3 tonight.
All right,
but yes, the firefighters are brave.
I'm enjoying
They do an
Cappy putting
amazing
words
job.
in your mouth, by the way, too. This is amazing.
At least he's putting words in there.
Yeah.
The
Could be something else.
Round 2 will begin.
I didn't think that was happening until later.
Well, no, that's 5 o'clock when we go YouTube all night.
I thought that show was later.
The Cleveland Browns will be on the clock. Lindsay's Cleveland Browns with the 33rd pick as round 2 gets underway. And will Shedeur Sanders, Marcus, be the first pick of the night tonight? Not getting picked last night.
That is my prediction, that he's going to be the first pick.
No way. I
of
don't think
the
they're picking
night.
him. I don't think the Browns are picking him.
I'm not saying the Browns aren't picking him.
I don't
I'm
think
just
they
saying
are.
he's not the first pick of the second
They
round.
do have the 4th pick in the second round,
Right.
too.
So think about this. You ready? The Browns are on the clock for round 2. They've got pick 33. They don't need to pick Shedeur Sanders there. Even if they want to pick him, they don't need to pick him there because Houston has the 34th pick.
They're not taking a quarterback.
Tennessee has the 35th pick.
They already took a quarterback.
Cleveland has the 36th pick.
So you got him there. He didn't remember Cam Moore went to the Titans
But
tonight.
the Raiders are right behind the Browns.
And
they could trade up a couple spots if they
to
wanted.
get Shedeur?
Yeah.
Well, they could.
Or they could stay right where they are, the Raiders, because there's no guarantee that Cleveland is going to take him.
I don't think they are.
So let's play it out. You're Pete Carroll. You're like, hey, listen, if he falls to us, we're interested, but we're not consumed with it.
Right.
So,
I wonder what Bergie thinks as a Raiders fan if they were to draft Shedeur.
What do we need Bergie for?
Well, because he's
I'm
a Raiders
Raider
fan.
Cap.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
I'm
I
Raider
forgot.
freaking Cap over here.
I did forget, and I did notice that JT the Brick tweeted last night like he was shocked that nobody picked Shedeur. And
Well,
he was looking forward to seeing him get picked last night.
All right, let's we should just jump into it because
Did we just we
I
jumped into it?
thought that's what we're doing.
That's
We
what
are
we're doing.
jumping in.
it's the story. It really is the story of this draft. And Marcus, I was saying yesterday before the draft even started, he could get taken number 3 by the Giants. He could get taken number 9 by the Saints. He could get taken number 21 by the Steelers. And no matter where he goes, he's the story of the draft. Little did I know that the story would actually be that he didn't get taken. And I just want to say this. I watched every morning show today and heard every national television talker talk this thing up. You make it seem like it was such an automatic. And the reason we all make it seem like it's an automatic is because that's what's been reported for so many months. Then a guy, an unnamed assistant coach, is in an NFL Network article, Tom Pelissero, earlier this week, saying the worst interview I've ever been around. He's an entitled kid. He doesn't make great plays. And so many people were offended. How dare this unnamed person say this? People say, that's why he's an assistant, not a head coach, et cetera, et cetera. But you know what? Maybe there was something that these scouts and the coaches didn't love. Is it his football, or I would pose it to you this way, is it everything that comes with Shedeur Sanders?
I think there's a little bit of that latter. I think there's just, there's a little bit of a circus element that I think a lot of teams don't want to deal with. But I really do think that more than anything else, it was a football thing with Shedeur. And I think to your point, this time, when at the start of the college football season, it did seem like Shedeur was a lock to be a top 5 pick, right? That was sort of it. But I think as the season went on, as the scouts and evaluators started really digging into that tape, because, look, if you were an NFL head coach or an NFL GM, you're not necessarily scouting the college guys during the season. You got your own thing to worry about, for the NFL season. But I think when guys started to really dig into Shedeur, you saw a player who's a good quarterback. Like, I think the baseline for the argument is he's a good quarterback, but there are things there that don't necessarily add up to him being a first-round quarterback. But I think that the horse was out of the barn with Shedeur's a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
And I just don't think that any of the other things that were being said about his tape, I just don't think they caught up to the rest of the general public.
I actually think a little bit differently than you do, that it's not so much about what he is as a football player. I actually do think it has a lot to do with the way he's perceived.
The drama.
Right. So I'll give you an example. I mean, you just look at him last night, right? I don't care what the kid wears. It doesn't mean anything to me. But just looking at all the jewelry, I can imagine being an NFL owner and looking at him and going, do I want this guy to be the franchise quarterback of my team? Is he too consumed with flash and not as consumed with football? Because everybody loved that Cam Ward was obsessed with football. Yeah. And there are all these stories about Cam Ward and what a great leader he already was before he even got drafted. And so when you compare the two of them, one guy, Cam Ward, looks like football is the only thing that matters to him. In fact, he's kind of boring. You know?
Right.
That's why no one really talked about him. Right. Like, once they were like, oh, he's the number 1 pick, but you didn't really hear much else.
Right, boring,
yeah.
Not sexy. On the other hand, the entertainment factor, even if, it was bad news for Shedeur, the entertainment of the whole first round was, oh, my God, they keep going back to this party. At one point, his brother, Shiloh, looks over him. Did you see this video?
Yeah.
Shiloh looks over him and he goes, damn, man, look what they're doing to you, bro. If they're doing this to you, what do you think they're going to do to me? I'll tell you what they're going to do to you. Get ready to be an undrafted free agent, Jack.
Yeah, UDFA probably. Yeah, look, Shedeur was wearing a chain that cost more than my life last night. I mean, it was
wait,
insane.
how much is your life worth?
Less than that chain. That's all I know. It just, I do think there's some of it. I'm not discounting it, right? I do think there's a little bit of that, right? Because you had the jewelry there. I mean, remember during the season him doing the Rolex celebration, right? Like he throws a touchdown and he holds up his wrist, showing everybody, the watches that he owns. And so I think there's some of that there. I will say that I take these anonymous scouting reports with a grain of salt, because it's just a chance for people to kind of pop off and say things without the mayor putting your name back.
People like Cappy.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. You know,
Can we just say that he acts like Dion acted, his father, but he doesn't have the talent yet?
He's
or he
not
hasn't shown the talent.
Right. And so here's the thing. And I was saying this to Lindsay before we started, that Shedeur Sanders is better at football, I think, than Bronny James is better at basketball. But there's
thank
a little.
God George isn't here. George would scream at you on that one.
But there's a little bit of something similar where you have, two Hall of Fame level fathers that spent a lot of time pumping up their kids and
Bronny
telling the
scored
world.
39 points in a G League game.
I'm not saying Bronny's bad, but I think Shedeur is better at his gig than Bronny's better at his gig.
That's fair.
Yeah,
but I think you're right. I mean, there's this thought out there that it's a perception that Shedeur is entitled. And I saw so many people today say, he got jobbed, he belonged, he deserved to be in the first round. Nobody deserves anything. It's not some God-given birthright.
The horn again.
Yeah, it's a nice horn.
I thought they were just telling us our takes were bad.
No, these guys are driving by because they're listening to the radio in the truck.
There it is.
They're coming by, they're gesturing. They know what they're doing, these guys.
328.
And you know what they're happy about? That I'm already on the air saying give them a raise. Unlike you.
I didn't say don't give them a raise.
You said don't give them a raise.
I just was wondering why we were going local politics out of the gate.
Because it's
when you're
important,
a San Diego resident.
Because we're here. San Diego resident, I depends on how if time of possession versus L.A.
He
County
does
versus
time
San
of
Diego
possession.
County.
What?
He does live literally downtown at the East Central.
I was there last night.
Tell him, Linz.
I was
It's
there
home
last
away
night
from
at
home.
the East Central.
Are you tempted to get concierge fire protection services? Is that what
Exactly
we're doing right now?
I think what happened is I may have fallen in love yesterday with the captain, Captain Scott, who was here yesterday.
Yeah.
Tall,
He's a
good-looking
man.
good-looking, got a perfectly shaved bald head. You know what I mean? Fit, lean, beach volleyball guy.
Wow.
You liked that. You liked that look.
And when we started texting, you know what he said to me, Marcus? He said to me, he goes, hey, all the love. And when a guy says to me, all the love, I give all the love.
It's that easy, huh?
Yeah, I take it and I give it.
You do take it and give it.
Right, both.
Yes. 3:30 on the LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. Marcus Grant's in for Sedano. We were going to talk Lakers. We're going to talk Kings and NFL Draft. The Rams will be on the board finally, again, after the pick was traded last night with the Falcons. We'll talk about that. They're picking at 46. Who are they going to pick, Happy? We're going to tell you next as our coverage live from NFL Draft headquarters from the Rams Draft House continues right here on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
The Kings clobbered the Oilers in Game 2 of this first-round best-of-7 series, scoring 3 power play goals en route to a 6-2 win.
And listen to the Crypto.com arena crowd. The Kings win Game 2, a final score of 6-2 here in downtown L.A.
Now the series shifts to Edmonton, Alberta, as the Kings search for a commanding 3-0 lead. Listen live at 7 p.m. on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gat today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergat.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergat.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergat.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Flashy discounts, gimmicky sales? Don't fall for it. At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, we give you honest, wholesale pricing all year long. No bogus markups, no tricks, just the best floors at the best prices. Call 866-62-FLOOR. No sale beats wholesale. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, check them out at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net or call them at 866-62-FLOOR.
For the best prices on hardwood, carpet, and more, call 866-62-FLOOR.
Just as every point matters, every detail counts in our meticulously crafted vehicles. Experience luxury at the top of its game. Welcome to Cadillac of Beverly Hills, the #1 Cadillac dealer in the Western region for the 3rd year in a row. Come and check out the incredible selection of new and pre-owned vehicles today at our showroom, 8767 Wilshire Boulevard in Beverly Hills, and at CadillacBeverlyHills.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
On your Friday afternoon, sucker. On this day in 1970, the #1 hit, the Jackson 5, Little Michael up front, ABC. You want to do a sing-along? Like that?
It's good. Oh, yeah.
You want
Marcus,
the dump truck?
We've been doing a little bit of like Motown dancing here.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Oh,
whoa,
You
hey,
can't do
hey,
that.
whoa.
You moved when I dumped.
Whoa.
Hey,
and then I slid.
whoa.
Oh, my God. Morales just almost went down.
The Four Tops never had these problems.
No. No, they did not.
Well, they didn't have a Jewish guy like
Watch what happens right here. Watch what happens on YouTube.
We want to cut that up for the Mandies or the Cappies, whatever.
We're in the delay
I
right
slid,
here.
and then Cappy had moved, and I almost went down.
Watch what happens.
I'm checking this out.
We're on the replay. Morales decides to dump truck me and tries to, and then watch what happens. Here he comes. He's coming in for the dump. Whoa! Hey.
It's good I didn't hit the Schwanz again,
We
actually.
needed a telestrator on that,
They'd say I got great movement in the hips these days. Meanwhile, we are live from Rams Draft headquarters, air operations here in Van Nuys as we get ready for rounds 2 and 3 to get underway. At 4 o'clock, top of the hour, the Rams are on the board with pick 46. Will it be the UCLA kid, the linebacker, Carson Schlesinger?
You're saying Carson Schlesinger?
Yeah.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Carson Schlesinger?
Carson.
There's an H in his first name?
There's an H right there.
Carson?
I said Carson.
You know, it's like
Schlesinger.
It's hard. You got to separate the first and the last.
It's like.
Oh, you think I ran it together?
I think there was a Carson Schlesinger.
It's like the city in the South Bay. You know, Carson. You know,
Carson,
right down there.
right.
You know,
I love Carson. I go
like
to
it?
Ross down there all the time.
Yeah, you know, there's a
Are
big
you done,
IKEA
Cappy,
down
or do you have
there.
insight?
No insight on Carson.
Now, they have the 46th pick because they did a trade last night to get out of the first round with the Atlanta Falcons. After the Giants, many rumors last night going into it was that the Giants, that's what our friend Peter Schrager was saying, the Giants were going to trade with the Rams. But then they jumped in at 25 and traded with the Texans to get their quarterback, Jackson Dart. Then the Rams traded with the Falcons, got out of the first round. They've got 46 tonight. But then they gave up that 101st pick to the Falcons, too. But what else did they get, Cappy?
So the Rams ultimately came away with a second-round pick that they didn't have. You just mentioned 46. They also got a seventh-round pick 242. But the big score for the Rams was next year's first-round draft choice of Atlanta. it's actually hard to believe because Atlanta ultimately got a kid who's a edge pass rusher, but it's kind of hard to believe that Atlanta gave up next year's first-round pick for a pass rusher at 26 this year. Now, for all of you guys out there that like to do like a little fact-checking, I'm going to throw something by you and do a little fact-checking out there. Listen to this, Marcus. So the pick that the Rams gave the Falcons, the third-round pick 101,
yep,
that was the pick that the Falcons gave the Rams when the Rams gave the Falcons Raheem Morris, who was the Rams defensive coordinator, who became the Falcons head coach. There was a compensatory pick that was given from the Falcons to the Rams. All the Rams did was say, here you go, have it back. No problem. They gave the pick back, and in exchange, the Rams got from the Falcons next year's first-round pick, and they moved up like 50 spots in the second round. Unbelievable what the Rams pulled off on the Falcons yesterday.
It is very amazing. And look, I get it. The Falcons have decided they needed to go defense heavy, but I think it just is a reminder that working in an NFL front office, look, those folks make mistakes too, and they sometimes get the wool not maybe what wool pulled over their eyes, but you can tell who are the more savvy front office members versus there's a reason bad teams stay bad, Cappy.
That's true.
The Rams yesterday were getting ready to go into this 26. So think about like being at 23, 24, 25, and you're like, what do we like? Like if we don't find a trade partner, what do we like at 26? The Rams couldn't wait to get out of the 26th pick. It was as if there was a celebration like they just drafted the first overall player and they pulled some kind of a coup. They literally
did.
Right. They did not want to pick at 26. There was not one player at 26 that the Rams were like, we love this guy. We're so glad he fell to us. He's here. Instead, they were like, we don't really want to use this pick on any player at 26. We got to get out of here. Not only did they get out of it, but they got next year's first rounder from Atlanta. Amazing job, Les Snead.
Well, it's actually not the case that there was no one that they liked, because there was reports that they actually tried moving up earlier in the round, but other teams wanted too much. And they said the reason they made this deal was because it was too good to pass up.
That is true.
Now,
that's what Wes and Coach McVay said last night.
Now, when you okay.
Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
We're reporting facts here.
Okay.
You did just go on a whole tangent about how there was nobody that they wanted.
Not at 26.
Right. But they actually said they tried moving up earlier in the draft. The teams wanted too much.
And do you know what they wanted when they were going to move up?
Are you giving us inside information?
Not inside information.
Because you have friends within
Insider
the organization.
No, not those kind. I wish they had more pull inside the organization. Then maybe they'd be able to tell me some stuff. But no, unfortunately not.
And you'd be the one tipping picks.
Yeah, like Sedano yesterday, tipping picks.
I could tip a pick every now and again.
No tipping picks today.
No pick ticking.
No pick tipping.
No pick tipping.
Pick tipping.
No
Cow tipping, but no pick tipping.
Okay. The word was, though, that the Rams did like the running back that the Chargers ultimately got.
Omarion Hampton.
Yeah.
There was I did hear some chatter that maybe they would be into Omarion Hampton, and I do get the feeling that once he was gone, it was like, all right, well, let's figure out what to do with this pick now.
All right.
So Eric Edholm of NFL.com has the Rams taking the UCLA linebacker Carson Schweschinger at 46. Meanwhile, Matt Miller at ESPN.com has the Rams picking Jalen Milroe, the quarterback from Alabama, at 46.
I've also seen some people mocking tight end Mason Taylor.
Mocking, I like that.
Son of NFL Hall of Famer Jason Taylor.
Oh.
To the Rams at 46.
It wouldn't be a bad call getting a first round caliber talent tight end.
Yeah.
Given
I like that.
Tyler Higbee and the injuries that he's had over the last couple of years.
We should have done more mocking before the draft.
More mocking?
You guys do a lot of mocking every day.
Well, we do,
that's
but
true.
Next year we should do more mocking.
More mock drafts, huh?
Yeah.
Cappy didn't even want to participate in the ESPN radio mock draft, remember?
Well, he's bigger than network ESPN radio.
I'm just saying he didn't want to because they wanted him to voice the Chargers pick, and he said, hell no.
Yeah, I did. I protested.
He said, no way.
I mean, why would Raider Cappy want to voice
That's
the Chargers?
what I said. I said, don't you guys know that he's Raider Cap now? Did you do some research?
Right.
And they said, oh, I had no idea that he was a Charger hater.
And I offered to do the Rams pick. I offered to do the Raiders pick. I'd have done the Colts pick, but I wasn't going to do the Chargers pick.
Yep.
Was not going to do that. No chance. No chance at all. I'll tell you, speaking of the Raiders, I loved that they got Ashton Genty, the running back from Boise State. I think that's a great move for Pete Carroll because now you've got a starting quarterback. I'm not going to say you have a superstar, but you have a legitimate professional starting quarterback. You've got a coach in Chip Kelly who's going to run your offense, who just won a national championship at Ohio State, who's got his experience in the NFL. You know that Pete Carroll wants to run the football like he did with Marshawn Lynch. Now you've got Genty. You know that they've got an up-and-coming superstar at tight end in Brock Bowers. So I loved what the Raiders did yesterday. And, Marcus, I really think that if one team and one coach were prepared to handle Shedeur and what might come with him, I think Pete Carroll and the Raiders are that team, because you don't need him to start right away. You're not worried about the circus per se because you're in Vegas.
Right.
And moreover, I would say that Pete is not long for the job. It's a 3-year deal with a possibility of a 4th year. Pete doesn't have to worry, like if you're Brian Daboll and you're looking over your shoulder, well, I'm going to lose my job and then they're going to hire Coach Prime. With Pete Carroll, it's like, well, I'm only going to be here for a couple of years. I'll develop the kid, and then Coach Prime can come take over the Raiders.
Now, Pete's job is he's program builder, right? His job is just to get everything set up, get the house in order, and then he moves on, and somebody else comes to take over and runs the show down the road. I'm curious to see what happens the next couple of days with the Raiders, because you mentioned they've got Geno Smith in there. He is their bridge quarterback until they figure out who the next franchise guy is going to be. You've got Chip Kelly, as you mentioned, who I think is a great offensive mind. I think he's very creative, especially in the running game. What I would like to see from the Raiders over the next couple of days is to build that offensive line, because that's sort of the problem with this team. They struggled running the ball. I think they averaged like fewer than 3.5 yards per carry last year. If it was not the worst, it was close to the worst in the NFL. So Genty is an incredibly talented back, but at some point they've got to get the guys in front of him who can open some holes. But I think to your point, Pete Carroll is not, look, he was at USC when they were literally the biggest show in Los Angeles, right? When
By far.
You had Snoop Dogg and Will Ferrell, on the sidelines when Matt Leinart was hanging out with Nick Lachey and Jessica Simpson.
Oh, Nick Lachey. God, I love him. I love Nick Lachey.
So, if anybody can sort of handle that sort of celebrity atmosphere, it probably is Pete Carroll.
Yeah,
right now.
I know. That's why I'm thinking if Cleveland does not take Shedeur with the 4th pick of the 2nd round, the Raiders have the 5th pick of the 2nd round, and I would think that Shedeur comes off the board either to Cleveland with the 4th pick or to the Raiders with the 5th pick. And if he doesn't, then the story goes on.
We're going to find out in about 16 minutes as round 2 of the NFL Draft begins. We'll cover it live from Rams Draft headquarters here in Van Nuys today. What's on tap? We got a big, big day and a big night here at 710 ESPN. We're live right now at the draft. Then Lakers pregame begins at 5 p.m. Game 3 in Minnesota tips off at 6:30. Now, here's the thing. You'll hear pregame with Beto on 7:10 a.m. and on the all-new ESPN LA app when you hit the Lakers tile. But we're going to stay on YouTube, Cappy, live from the NFL Draft, live from the Rams Draft House. So we'll be on YouTube and the Listen Live tile on the ESPN LA app. Meanwhile, Kings Game 3 against those scumbag, stinking Edmonton Oilers. That coverage begins around 6:30, I believe, and you could hear that by hitting the Kings tile on the ESPN LA app. The ESPN LA app has so much content tonight, it's going to be bulging. Oh, never mind. By the way, thanks to Michelob Ultra.
Bulging.
A refreshing and balanced flavor with only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Michelob Ultra, it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Please enjoy responsibly. And for me, they've now got Michelob Ultra Zero. How about that? Meanwhile, Cappy, we're getting ready for the NFL Draft to begin. What do you want to talk about next? You want to tease something?
I do, because
you want
tonight,
to tease Dodgers Pirates coming up?
Because, listen, before the draft actually starts, we do have Marcus Grant from the Blue Review.
And Marcus Grant from the NFL Network. Let's not shortchange the NFL Network.
We've got him for both. We've got him for draft. We've got him for Dodgers. Dodgers, big game tonight as they come home.
It's a very big game. They just went to Chicago. They lost a couple of tough games to the Cubs. And while it seems like they have the 2nd or 3rd best record in baseball, it feels like they're scuffling.
Only because when you look at San Francisco, who's a half game behind San Diego, and they have one more win than the Dodgers. So it feels like it.
It feels like it.
Let's not
they're
get
in a
too
great
deep.
spot.
Let's tease
All right,
it.
let's do it.
We'll do Dodgers next. But first, Cappy, tell us about Ocean Subaru.
All right, let me tell you, Marcus, if you're in the market for a new Subaru, you need to go to Ocean Subaru in Fullerton. It's very easy to find, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton. It's right off the 91 freeway. Chris and I have spent plenty of time there.
Omar's my cardiac brother, too.
Let me tell you about Omar. So Omar, Marcus, spent over 20 years in the U.S. Army.
Wow.
And he got into the Army in, I want to say, the early 90s. Omar served in Desert Storm. He served in Desert Shield.
Yes.
He was deployed to Somalia. He found himself in Saudi Arabia. He was in Kuwait. He was in Iraq, Afghanistan. My man served America.
Yeah.
So, Omar, thank you for your service. And the one thing Omar asked me to do is to tell all the veterans out there, if you and your family are looking for a new Subaru product, he wants to take extra good care of you guys. So if you're a military family, if you're active duty, if you're retired, come on into Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. We want to take extra good care of you. Now, if you are a civilian, we're still going to take really good care of you too, because you got the reliability, the versatility, the technology, the safety, the all-wheel drive, those sporty lifestyle Subaru vehicles. I've driven the Solterra, the Crosstrek, and the Forester. They're amazing. So get out and visit Omar at 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, right off the 91 freeway. Go to oceansubaruoc.com for more information. That's oceansubaruoc.com. And don't miss the Subaru A Lot to Love event. It's happening right now. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
And when you go in there, hug Omar and say, Chris Morales, his cardiac brother, says hello.
Okay.
We're cardiac brothers.
Put your heart to his heart and bring it in and embrace him tightly.
It. Let's go heart to heart.
Right.
We're going to go heart to heart next, right now, on 710 ESPN in 3 minutes.
Physicality was not a problem in Game 2.
Here comes Minnesota. Look out. Here's Ant-Man. LeBron stole it. LeBron down the middle. LeBron all the way to the rim and in. Huge play by LeBron. 92-81 Lakers.
Now a tied series. It's time to take care of business for Game 3 in Minnesota.
Lakers, T-Wolves.
Coverage today at 5 p.m. with the Toyota Lakers Countdown on your home of Lakers basketball.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News and World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com. Lakers fans, don't miss any of the action during the playoffs. Take the purple and gold with you wherever you go by downloading the Lakers app presented by BBGO. With the Lakers app, get access to exclusive sweepstakes, wallpapers, live game updates, in-game highlights, and more. The Lakers app is available in the App Store for free. Stay locked in during playoffs and listen to every playoff game on the Lakers app. The Lakers app has you covered, Lake Show. Download the Lakers app now to your iPhone or Android. Let's go Lakers!
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hold on. You dancing too close? You want to get too close?
I feel like I need to stand back.
No, you need to get in here. Marcus, get in here.
I think I'm gonna just
chill over here.
take a big step.
No, it's okay.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Last time, Cappy almost took a spill. It just
Yeah, but now we're going back to back.
Now we got it. Now we got it worked out.
Got it.
We got our dance moves worked out.
I don't think they expected that at the Rams draft house.
No.
On this day,
firefighters are like, what the hell's going on over there?
no, sometimes they go back to back. On this day in 1998, the number one hit next. Too close, Cap. And happy birthday. Renee Zellweger turns 56.
Hey.
Who knew?
Shout out to Bridget Jones.
What was the movie she was in with Jim Carrey?
Oh, me, myself, and Irene.
Yeah, I liked that.
Hey.
Yes,
That was
yes.
good. Meanwhile, we are 9 minutes away from the NFL Draft. Round 2 to get underway in Green Bay. Rams are on the board at 46 after the trade with the Falcons. But the question we will want, much like last night, when we watched producer Lindsay's meltdown, when Cleveland traded out at the number 2 pick.
I didn't melt down.
Will she have a meltdown tonight if out of the gate with the first pick of the second round at 33, the Cleveland Browns don't take Shedeur Sanders.
No, I don't want them to take Shedeur.
Will you have another meltdown?
If they do,
If they do.
I'll be disappointed if they do. I don't
really?
want them to take
You don't
him.
want
Shedeur?
No, I want Jalen Milroe.
She staked the claim to Jalen Milroe.
I wanted Jackson Dart, but the Giants already picked him. So
Okay.
Meanwhile, Lakers Kings in action tonight, and so are your Los Angeles Dodgers as they host your. You got 2 yours in there. Pittsburgh Pirates.
So, Marcus.
Ooh, is right indeed.
Let me ask you, Pittsburgh's coming to town. That is not really something where people are like, oh, my gosh. I mean, Willie Stargell and Dave Parker aren't showing up.
Not walking through that door.
Okay? Barry Bonds and Bobby Bonilla are not showing up
walking through
tonight
that
at
door.
Dodger Stadium. This is not the Pittsburgh Pirates of years past. So they're one of the worst franchises in baseball. They're one of the true laughing stocks of the game. So many things have gone wrong already for the Pittsburgh Pirates this year. Their owner gets destroyed every day because he doesn't spend any money. The president of the organization got destroyed because they covered up Roberto Clemente's number in the outfield and then said, ooh, my bad, sorry, y'all, I just had an advertiser that had to go there. They've had all kinds of terrible PR problems. But the only reason tonight comes off as a big game for me is because you have Yamamoto pitching for the Dodgers. Dodger Stadium should be electric. On the other side, you've got the phenom, Paul Skeens. So what do you say about tonight's Dodgers-Pirates game?
I mean, that's it. It is the pitching matchup. That's the reason people are showing up, and it should be great. I mean, these are 2 of the top pitchers, not just in the National League, but across Major League Baseball. 2 guys who are very much in the mix for the Cy Young Award this year. Paul Skeens was Rookie of the Year last year. But that being said, the Dodgers faced him twice last year, and 2 of his worst outings of the season last year were against the Dodgers. They got him for 4 runs, I believe, in Pittsburgh in June. Then he came and pitched here in L.A. in August. They got him for another 4 runs. He's going to get his strikeouts because that's what he does, and this is a team that has a lot of swing and miss. But I think that the offense is starting to come to life, so I like their chances tonight. But you're tuning in to see 2 of the most electric arms in the game right now.
So I'm wondering if I go to Dodger Stadium tonight, which I'm not, but if I were.
Yes.
Is the Laker game on anywhere?
No.
Is the Kings game
if you're
on?
like a suite or you're in a VIP
suite,
room, yeah.
I need to be able to see the Lakers, the Kings, and the Dodgers.
I also suspect, there's a lot of synergy amongst the LA teams here. They'll be posting scores, giving you updates.
But I don't think they'll have it like on the scoreboard.
No.
Like on June 17th, 1994, when I was there, and they put the O.J. Simpson, the run for O.J.
Really?
They did.
On the scoreboard?
Well, remember, like some guy had a mobile TV. It was the size of a TV now in his lap. This is 1994.
Yeah.
We didn't have phones.
Yeah.
Social media wasn't
I just
a thing.
didn't know that.
So they put it up on the scoreboard.
Wow.
It was incredible.
You didn't
and
have
as a young youth, I said, "Run, OJ, run."
A
youthful youngster.
Well, I didn't know all the story yet. Then later on, I found out. Yeah, my dad was like, "Shut up." He did it.
Shut up.
And then he said, allegedly. He didn't say allegedly.
My father called me that night and he said, the rumor is that O.J. is covering for his son who did it. And
yeah,
I said,
that's a big.
That
was a big theory.
Yeah, that was a big theory.
And my father actually said to me that night, he goes, I just want you to know, if you ever do that, I'll never cover for you. He goes, you're on your own, pal.
Well,
really?
Yeah.
Would
Thanks,
you cover
Pop.
for your kids?
At this stage of my life,
like Justin, let's say Justin killed someone. Would you?
Wow, why's it got to be Justin?
It's a question because he's a guy.
Dark really
He's
quickly
a
here.
son. Just like,
if we were to say one of Cappy's kids killed somebody, I would agree Justin, too.
Yeah.
Not even the girl.
Like if my son decided to kill Morales.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Well, he DMs me from that burner account about
Right.
Sedano all the
and
time.
he does get angry a lot about sports.
Does the potential victim matter as to whether or not you're supporting?
Well, I'm saying, so like if my son decides to kill Morales and I feel horrible about it.
Well, I did almost die, so this would be really tragic.
And then I'm like, who am I going to dump truck with? Who am I going to have Schwanz talk with? All these kinds of things, right? Then I'm like, wait a second. I got to cover for my kid because he knocked off my partner?
Yeah, I get that.
Speaking of Schwanz talk, at 5 o'clock, we will be YouTube and ESPN LA app only. I cut you off, Lindsay. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I recently watched a show in which this was the scenario, and even though I don't have kids, my nephew I'm really close with my nephew.
Right.
I would 1,000% cover for him if he killed someone.
Even if he did something really bad. Like, it wasn't just like a normal killing. Well, I guess that's not.
Is this that creepy
evil?
Adolescence show with the really disturbed
No, I
kid?
did not watch that one because that one, I figured that was
I
too
have a
weird.
quick question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What if your nephew killed somebody you really, really, really love?
No, then I don't think I would.
Okay, like if he killed LeBron, you're not going to cover for your nephew.
Can we not say that phrase on the air?
Well, if he killed Sedano.
That's a good one.
Okay, you're not going to cover for your nephew. You love Sedano.
You do love Sedano.
No, I would have to think about that
The fact that you thought about it.
If it was another family member, I would not.
Okay.
If he killed Bergman, you would cover for
Mm.
him.
Yeah, that one you'd probably cover for him.
If he killed Cappy, you'd probably definitely cover
Again,
for
I
him.
think anyone who wasn't a family member.
Okay, got it.
Wouldn't you?
This did get dark, Marcus.
This is like
You're
really
right.
dark.
Why
am I here?
I mean, all I know is we were talking about Yamamoto and Skeens. How did this happen?
How did we
How
get
did this
here?
go off the rail?
OJ on the screen.
Oh, OJ on the screen. Look what you did. Look what you did.
That's what OJ Talk will do for you.
Look what you did.
Meanwhile, 3:57, just a few minutes away from the NFL draft getting underway. And it is. You got to read here? I'm trying to look.
I don't.
You don't. So that's fine. Anyway, we're going to return. We're going to do a What You Need to Know, which I don't think we got to yesterday.
No, but I'll tell you what. We better break on time because we want to be on time for the first pick of the second round.
So let's break right now.
Okay, let's do that.
And when we come back, the first pick of round 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft from Green Bay, and we will get producer Lindsay's live reaction as her Cleveland Browns go on the clock. That's next on 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Hey, everybody, it's Cap. Are you downsizing or inheriting a home? Want to cash in on your equity? Call Seller's Advantage. They buy homes as is with no costly repairs, agents, or commissions. Get a competitive cash offer and close in days or on your timeline. Seller's Advantage has over 20 years of experience and even offers a $10,000 advance for moving expenses. Call 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your no-obligation offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
.710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
Live from the Draft House, the Rams draft headquarters in Van Nuys at Air Operations. Thank you to the Rams for having us and the great men and women at LAFD, Cappy.
Give them a raise.
Give them a raise. Before we get into see who the Cleveland Browns pick, with their first pick of the second round in just moments as they go on the clock.
Don't worry, they'll
Bay.
take all 10 minutes.
They will. Let us find out what you need to know. Cappy, to the billboard.
What you need to know is being brought to us by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. And here...
No, I do this part.
Oh, no, I go back to you?
Yeah, and then
okay.
I say, take it away, producer Lindsay.
Well, what you guys need to know...
You didn't say thanks, Christopher.
Thanks, Christopher.
There we go.
What you guys need to know, since we won't get to it because we're very heavy draft, and anything that's not draft talk, we're going to talk Lakers because they got the big playoff game tonight. But what you need to know for now is that the Clippers won another one last night, and they took a series lead 2-1 over the Nuggets. And Westbrook got hurt. You know, they got a lot of injuries over there on the Nuggets side. And I don't know. I feel like the Clippers are definitely winning that series, and I think they could take OKC. But, yep, they're up 2-1.
Do you think the horse head's actually distracting Nikola Jokic?
Oh, yeah, the horse.
The horse.
How about this? How about how many of us were complaining that the Clippers-Nuggets game was moved to NBA TV or slated to be on NBA TV when none of us really ever watched that channel or know how to find it?
Yes.
And what we were complaining about was Oklahoma City, who's been just ham-slamming Memphis. They're like, no, let's put that one on TNT, and let's put the really competitive series on NBA TV. And as it turns out last night, Oklahoma City-Memphis was this crazy game where Memphis had a 29-point lead, and OKC had to battle their way back to win. John Morant got hurt. And then on the other hand, the competitive series between the Nuggets and the Clippers, which 2 games were like instant classics, there was a crap game last night.
Adam Silver be knowing.
He do be knowing.
Well, I got a whole conspiracy thing about the whole Luka thing, Dallas.
He really does know. Like, you're right.
He knows, man.
I like the conspiracy theory about it.
They knew it was coming. They're like, let's put OKC on the big show. Put them on the main stage. We'll put Clippers Nuggets on the lounge. And it's all going to work out. It's all going to work out well.
I don't enjoy one thing though. This whole Clipper Daryl thing.
Oh, geez.
So when the Clippers win,
Yeah, did you know about this, Marcus? He's got a whole Clipper Daryl beef going on.
it wasn't really intended to be a beef.
But you did 2 minutes on him on the air last week.
What happened was, Marcus.
Well, what happened was
I was saying that I still think that Denver's going to win the series because the Clippers will find a way to do what they always find a way to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Clipper Daryl sends a DM to Sedano and says, tell your boy Cap I'll take him up on this whole thing. And then Sedano sends me the screenshot. And then it pisses me off that Clipper Daryl goes to Sedano to get to me rather than coming to me directly. So I had to tell Clipper Daryl on the air. A la Stephen A. Smith, you don't want to make an enemy out of me.
You're beefing with Clipper Daryl.
He is.
I didn't mean to be beefing with him.
I mean, that was my whole takeaway from this. Like, the fact that you somehow were offended that Clipper Daryl used an intermediary to get to you. The fact of the matter is you're beefing with Clipper Daryl.
As a result of said beef, now Clipper Daryl taunts me. Now he taunts me.
You know what? You've earned that.
Commissioner Goodell is being taunted by the fans
You've earned
now.
that.
And you know what he told me?
What's that?
He goes, I need the measurements for you because you're going to be getting the bet essentially was if the Clippers lose, then Clipper Daryl has to dress up like in Bronny's full warm-up suit, his full Lakers warm-up suit.
Okay.
But if the Clippers win, I would have to wear Clipper Daryl's gear.
Like the red and blue suit.
Yeah. So Clipper Daryl's like, Cap, need your measurements, bro, because this thing's over. And he's like, hey, you want to dance? He's sending me dance videos of himself.
I mean, legitimately, I would like to see you wear the red and blue suit, regardless of what happens. I just want to know if you could pull it off.
Well, I mean,
I think you should post the videos that he's sending you of himself dancing.
You did see me pull off that Elton John Dodger gear, didn't you?
That was amazing.
You looked good in the stirrups.
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah.
Felt good, and there was a lot of support, if you know what I'm saying, Marcus.
Hey guys, I'm jumping in right here real quick. Sorry to interrupt.
Hi, Beto. Hey, Beto.
Hello, Linz. Hello, Marcus. Good job with the blue review.
Beto.
Hello, Christopher
Appreciate it.
Arthur.
What's going
Cappy,
on?
we
Yes,
told
sir.
you this last week when I was in the Palatial Cappy Estates in South. Clipper
Oh, yeah,
Daryl.
how did that go?
It was beautiful.
Did Beto steal anything?
No, he doesn't have anything to steal in that house.
Oh.
Like your friend's name. He said it was like a bachelor pad when he opened the fridge, and he was like, all he had in there was a couple of waters.
Yeah, Beto was like, yo, you got cervezas for me? I'm like, I don't have.
Nothing.
I had one Coors Light. I had
Got like some
Where?
mustard
I
and an
was
old
looking
lemon.
for it.
Like, what's going on?
No, Marcus, it really is sad. He has 2 fridges, right? There's one in the garage that has frozen champagne that you can't even touch. But the one inside the house is just water, and there's nothing else in there. But the reason I'm jumping in, because I told you last week, Clipper Daryl DMs everybody, Cappy. He's cut and pasting.
Apparently not Cappy.
Yeah,
no.
no, apparently not
No,
me.
the moment you engage with him, it's the same thing that he sends to everybody else, man. I told you this. He's looking for the attention, and you're giving it to him, Cappy.
I know. I don't want to give him any shine.
Oh, no.
you
You just did a whole
continue to
You've
segment.
already taken the bait, apparently.
All
Cleveland
of it.
Browns are now on the clock. They've got 7 minutes to make that first pick of the second round. Meanwhile, Beto, we're making history in about 55 minutes here on 710 at ESPN LA. At 5 o'clock, you are going to begin the Lakers countdown to tip-off on 7:10 a.m. and on the ESPN LA app with the Lakers tile. Meanwhile, at the same time, we're going to be on the Listen Live tile on the ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles, continuing Sedano and Cap from the draft.
Beautiful.
2 fascinating, 2 amazing programs running simultaneously from ESPN LA. First
And-
time this has happened.
And the beauty of all of this is that Beto and Michael will be into the Lakers pregame, and it'll be wall-to-wall Lakers. And at the same time, we're essentially providing a whole different service, which is if you want to hang with us for the draft, we'll be doing draft talk.
Or we might do some fun.
There could be Schwanz talk.
There could be Schwanz talk.
Right.
We got a couple people tweeted, "Will we bang calls?" Now apparently our phones, the
I broke
regular
'em.
phone lines are down.
I broke
You
them
broke
earlier.
them?
Yeah, 'cause weren't you answering phones from Mason
Beto
and
had
Otto?
enough.
Yeah, so I was, I was producing Laura today, minus the boo, and so I was.
Guy smells so good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Cappy.
Anyways, so I answered the phones.
does.
They did the giveaway for Cosm. I answered the
Right.
phones, hung up on the winner, which by the way was the guy that used to play with Yachtly Crew, the percussion guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he won, and next thing you know, we go to do Sports Graffiti, and there are no phone calls. You can call, but we can't hear you, and you can't hear us. So Bergman's working on that right now. That kid is stressed. Poor kid.
Oh,
Poor
yeah.
kid. He's
Plus, he's
stressed.
stressed about what Cappy and I are going to do in the 5 o'clock
Right,
hour.
because we said it's uncensored at that point.
Oh,
We're just
no.
on YouTube and the app.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Right.
We can go nuts.
And we're on YouTube exclusively
Oh,
at that
no.
point.
We're going to go wall to wall, Schwanz.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
at least
no.
a segment.
And Bergie's like, no, it's still an ESPN property.
No, it's actually not.
But it's not.
Oh.
Chris had to.
It's all Good Karma brands at
had
that
to-
point.
He had to tell him. So Good Karma brands, they want us to curse.
Oh, no, Sam Pines
DeAndre,
doesn't mind
let's
when
go.
we go a little blue in the content. And he's the owner, so what does it matter?
GKB, going Cappy Blue. That's what we're
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
DeAndre, what do you think? Should we watch our mouths in the just on the app / just on YouTube portion of today's broadcast, or should we act as if we're still on terrestrial radio? DeAndre, your thoughts, sir?
Man, have fun. Let it loose.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's Friday.
Always agree
Friday,
with the
man.
host. Always agree
F
with
it
the host.
Friday.
Do it, Cappy. Go blue.
Yeah, it's Friday, dude. You know, we're out here at the Van Nuys Airport at the Air Ops for the LAFD. Give these people a raise. And listen, it's Friday afternoon. What the hell?
People are sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic trying to get home. They want to hear us, or, because that's the thing. A lot of people pull us up in the car on YouTube and just listen.
Yeah, that's very
We
true.
would have a lot more listeners or viewers on YouTube if they weren't driving home.
Exactly.
Yeah, Cappy, don't give us the answer. Let's let the people find out.
Yeah, let us
There
let
it
them
is.
figure
We're
it
just
out.
going to tease it. Stay
Yeah.
tuned.
Yep.
Stay tuned and find out.
Cappy,
Beto,
could
are
go
you
blue.
as confident as everybody else is tonight about the Lakers?
No.
There you go. That's my man, Beto. That's because finally somebody says it because we're all getting caught up in the emotion. Oh, they came out, they punched him in the face in the first quarter, and really, honestly, Minnesota never really clawed back into the game. No one ever thought Minnesota was going to win that game. So everybody now is so bullish on the Lakers tonight. Marcus, to use your phrase, make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
So at least we got Beto to bring us back down to earth.
Because when you watch every single game, you've seen this movie before, and the Lakers did not score in the fourth quarter. Minnesota was getting back into that game. Austin Reeves did not hit a three, but Naz Reid and McDaniels didn't hit their shots, so somebody's got to come up today. I really like the Minnesota coaching staff. They do an excellent job of game planning for everybody. They may not have the talent other teams have, but they're prepared. And I think that's a key for them. And you know this, Cappy, when you go back home in a playoff, the first game, the crowd is always extra hyped. Everything's this, everything's that, right? Low scoring game we had in the
Wisconsin.
Give me 1 second.
The Browns pick is in. Let's see this.
Hold on 1 second, Beto.
Browns selection.
Shedeur, anybody?
I'm saying Shedeur.
No.
Here we go, producer
How
Lindsay.
about them Brownies? Here we go with the 33rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Your Cleveland Browns select Carson Schwarzenegger.
Ooh, nice.
Hey, that's the guy that you were talking
Yeah. So from UCLA, the linebacker.
Local guy.
The Browns
Local
take
guy.
him off the board. So now it gets interesting about what the Rams will do at 46.
Wow,
He
first
was in
pick.
a few mock drafts that the Rams would take him at 46.
First pick of the second round, UCLA linebacker, a kid who was a former walk-on.
We don't have any linebackers.
This guy, Carson Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
Carson
I'm
Schwarzenegger.
going to call him Carson for the rest of his life. Carson Schwarzenegger.
Poor kid.
Beto,
He
do
got
you
his
know
name
about
mangled
this?
for nothing
Wait,
he did.
Yeah.
Beto's got to know about this guy because he's a local guy.
He's
Is
a
he
local
from
guy.
here?
So he was a COVID kid, so he didn't have much tape coming out of Oaks Christian. So he went to UCLA as a preferred walk-on, worked there, blew up, did a great job. And the Browns, Liz, like I was texting you yesterday, they go local first pick with Mason Graham out of Servite
Right.
and Mission
Yep.
Viejo. Now they go Moore Park and Oaks Christian with Carson. Let's go, the local.
Two local
Hey,
guys.
and by the way, you said this yesterday, Lindsay. Why would they trade out of two? Why would they not go and get the kid who can play on both sides of the ball?
Well, I wanted Travis
Right.
Hunter.
And you know what? You asked the question, and Myles Garrett, who this past offseason, when he wasn't busy hanging out in the 710 suite for Laker games, he wanted to get out of Cleveland. And they re-signed him. And I
Get out.
assure you that they were like, we're going to build a defense. We will get you some help on the defensive side of the ball. Now they've gone interior defensive lineman. This kid from Michigan, by all accounts, can be a game wrecker.
Baller.
And now you got a linebacker, so you've gone level 1, now level 2. And so you're trying to make Myles Garrett happy. You're providing him with.
I think the money made him pretty happy.
You're right.
You're right. Texans pick is in.
I think you're right.
At 34, so we'll find out that in a moment, which means the Titans at 35 are on the clock. And the reason that's important is at 36, the Browns will pick again. And to your point, Cappy, that's where they could pick Shedeur if they're going to do it.
So Houston, you say their pick is already in. That's great. We don't have to wait the 7 minutes. And, okay, so Marcus, you thought Shedeur was going to go to Cleveland right there with the first pick of the second round.
Yeah.
You still feel like Cleveland's going to take him with the third? Or their third pick, the fourth pick of the second round?
No, if they wanted him, they would have done it there.
No,
not
didn't
necessarily. Not necessarily
Why?
because
the next
at
two.
any point, any team can trade up.
Right,
you
but
know?
there's certainly a chance. Here's the thing. Because you look at
They
the teams,
really, really wanted him. They would have taken him there.
as Cappy said, you look at the teams that are after them, and none of those teams need a quarterback. But somebody, if you really wanted Schlesinger, that guy, there are a couple teams that probably could have snagged him ahead of you. You can wait till 36, and Shedeur's probably still going to be there. So I get it. It's gamesmanship.
My brother-in-law just texted me and said,
the brother-in-law texted.
He said, we just drafted Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Hey, what is Riz saying about
this?
this?
Pick is in. Titans are on the clock. Meanwhile, Beto, 5 o'clock in about 47 minutes. You're going to start the Lakers countdown to kickoff on 7:10 a.m. and on the ESPN LA app while we continue here from Air Operations in Van Nuys, the Rams draft headquarters here.
I think the selection is in. DeAndre?
With the 34th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Jaden Higgins, wide receiver, Iowa State.
Texans go wide receiver.
Yeah, they need some wide receiver help.
Yeah.
Tank Dell's still hurt. They got Nico Collins, who's fantastic, but Tank Dell's still hurt. They added Christian Kirk, I believe, in the offseason. But, not bad. You got C.J. Stroud. Why not give him some help there?
Absolutely
I like that you're a good draft analyst for this.
Well, he works for the NFL Network.
Well, that, and with all of his knowledge of fantasy football, guys who know fantasy football like Marcus.
They know football.
They know every player on every team, especially every skill guy.
Yeah, all the offensive skill guys. Like, if we don't ask me about, don't get too deep on the
you don't know
side.
Schlesinger.
A little bit.
Well, you're not picking linebackers in fantasy, so
But
you don't
yeah,
even know them
exactly.
that
Like,
much.
unless you're one of those nerds playing like IDP league. I'm not doing that.
Cappy,
I say that with love.
no,
man. Like,
if you're playing that league.
I've done mock drafts in
we got a trade.
February.
Wait a second.
The Seahawks have traded with the Titans.
See,
yeah, but now the Seahawks, this is interesting.
Because they do need a quarterback.
Well, they got Sam Darnold.
Right, but these are maybe.
And Sam Darnold, I don't remember it being like a long term. I think it was like a shorter term.
They also just re-signed Drew Lock.
Yeah, I don't know that Shedeur
is a game changer.
Is Seattle?
I think that I'm just saying. I feel like if the Browns wanted their guy, if he was their guy, they would have got him. You get your guy.
So the Seahawks will now make the pick at 35, the third pick of the second round here, and we'll find out that momentarily.
Wait, you think that Seattle's going to take Shedeur
No,
now?
I just don't think that the Browns are taking him. If they were going to take him, they would have already.
See, I look at the Browns and I say, you don't have to take him with the first pick of the second round. He'll still be there with the fourth pick of the second round.
He'll be there at the end of the second round.
Seahawks pick.
At this rate, he might be an undrafted free agent. At this rate, Shedeur might be playing in the UFL.
Right.
Seahawks pick is in. We'll find out that in just a few seconds. Meanwhile, we are getting ready. The Lakers will battle the Timberwolves Game 3. You'll hear that on 7:10 a.m. and in crystal clear digital audio tonight on the all-new ESPN LA app. Meanwhile, our LA Kings look to make it a 3-0 series against those scumbag, stinking Edmonton Oilers up in Edmonton. You'll hear that on the all-new ESPN LA app tonight as well.
Any additional meanwhiles?
Go Kings, go accept. What now?
Any additional meanwhiles?
You got a problem with how I do radio now?
Well, I'm just saying that in between each one of these different stories, you meanwhile.
What's wrong with saying meanwhile? It was
I
a big
like
Tony
meanwhile.
Bruno phrase.
I like meanwhile.
Meanwhile.
And then, hey, listen, I've been using moreover. A lot of people
use
seem to
moreover.
really like moreover.
Well, if you want to drive the show because you do it so well.
No, you drive.
Well, you're taking this awfully personal, Christopher.
Yeah, man, oh man.
I'm sitting here going to powerthesaurus.org just to give you guys some synonyms for things
I love
to say.
powerthesaurus.org.
Powerthesaurus, that's
instead of meanwhile, meantime.
I don't like meantime.
Simultaneously.
Simultaneously not bad.
Cappy and I are going to do the 5 o'clock hour. We're going to do some stuff simultaneously.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Whilst.
What?
Whilst, I like that.
No, I don't like whilst.
I like
no.
whilst. Whilst.
No, I like simultaneously rather than meanwhile.
You should start saying that.
Are the Seahawks going to get a quarterback meanwhile?
Simultaneously, I don't know.
Simultaneously.
I'm not sure.
To throw to Cooper Kupp now.
Good question. But listen, I don't think Seattle trades up to get Shedeur. Lindsay's point is that if you wanted him, you could have gotten him. Clearly, they didn't think that they had to get him there. And the concern about would somebody trade up to get him, I don't think anybody is trading up to get a guy now.
Okay, I just think that they read the room correctly last night when everyone thought that he could be an early pick, and maybe they needed to trade back up into the first round to get him if they wanted to. And again, if you got a guy that you really, really want, you get your guy.
Well, so far he's not anybody's guy.
We got to do this bit next year that we're in the war room.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of us are all suited up and we pick you. And then we all shake hands after like they do in the war room. Like,
that's my favorite part when they high five and shake. Like, good job, you got it.
Hey, good job calling him. Good job.
Good job. I call you and you hang up the phone. Hey, come back, and I go, we're drafting you.
I think Cappy does the whole fake cry. There you go with the cell phone. Head into the or you can have the girlfriend who looks at your cell phone and tries to get involved. Remember that meme?
You have to pull it away from her because you don't need her seeing what's going there on the screen.
Did you see the baby throwing up?
Oh yeah,
that was very
the
funny.
baby puking yesterday. That was great.
That was my favorite.
I always like the one where the mom got involved a couple years ago and hugged the son instead of the girlfriend. Oh yeah, that's always good.
Yeah, he likes when the mom gets involved.
Oh,
hey, listen. Tell you what, yesterday Jackson Dart, they showed his mom that
I knew you were going to say
she was attractive. She was ripped.
She's
talk about Jackson Dart's mom.
She's a fitness
was
person.
she hotter than Zach
You
Wilson's
are a bad
mom?
guy, Cappy.
I don't know what his
Zach
mom
Wilson's mom is pretty hot.
So
Zach Wilson's mom is pretty hot.
She is.
Are we going down the rabbit hole of
She's
NFL
known for
player?
being a hot
Easy when you say rabbit hole. I'm a big rabbit guy.
The issue is now, Marcus, is a lot of these kids get drafted and their moms are like my age.
Exactly. That was
that's kind of the problem.
That's sort of the thing there. Yeah.
Cappy, you'll love this one. Jackson Dart's mom is a running influencer, so she has her own Instagram.
Running influencer.
Yeah, so she's ambassador for different races. She runs
Lululemon.
Yeah, stuff like that. But she's also done the Boston Marathon a few times, Cappy. So she's a legit runner, fitness person like that. I'm pretty sure she has F45 on her pass. If you want to join her.
Hey, listen, I love it. I love my F45.
Yeah.
All right, so Seattle traded up, and
is this countdown clock telling us when the picks coming in?
What Tennessee got was a second rounder. They moved back and a third rounder. So they pick up another selection in the third round, and we're waiting. The pick is in for Seattle. We'll wait
Lindsay's
for it.
Browns are back on the clock with the fourth pick of the second round at 36.
What do you think we should do here, Chris? We're
going to hang here.
Okay. And then what about we got to hang
because I'm
the
driving.
Cleveland.
Meanwhile,
I'll just sit here and ride shotgun. Tell me this: do we stick around for the Browns pick, or do we go to a break before the Browns pick?
I think we're going to stick for the Browns pick.
I agree with you.
I'm pretty sure that he's still going to be there in their first pick of the third round at this point.
No, he'll go somewhere.
I think I know. Would you like me to tip the pick? I think
no, please don't do it.
Is it Shedeur? If it is Shedeur, tell me.
No, it's not.
It's not Shedeur.
Hey, Chris, Christopher, you should see Bergman's face right now. Hold on.
Let's go!
Who is this? I can't see.
Is he going to tip
Richard
the pick?
Sherman?
Is it? It looks like Richard Sherman.
Oh, all right. That sounds about right.
Him. He's good.
LOB.
Well, get on with it, Richard.
You need to speak, though, Richard.
Richard, come on, bro.
Local
We're on
guy.
radio, pal.
Carlton Dominguez.
Rival has been chosen. The Tennessee Titans have traded the 35th pick to the Seattle Seahawks. With the 35th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Nick Emmanwori, DB, South Carolina.
Okay. So the Seahawks go defense.
Trying to recreate the
Shedeur
Legion
is
of
still
Boom
on the
up there.
board. Will producer Lindsay Baseball's Cleveland Browns do it? They are on the clock here with the 36th pick, followed by the Raiders. We'll break after we get the Browns pick.
No. We got to stay for the Raiders.
Now then we're piling up.
All right,
so
tell you
let's
what.
do this.
All right, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal right now.
How long is this break,
right
DeAndre?
now,
How long is the break?
It is a 3-minute break.
Let's go. 3 minutes from now, we'll find out what producer Lindsay Baseball's Browns do it. We are live from Rams Draft headquarters right here on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
At Children's Hospital Los Angeles, we're a nationally recognized leader in pediatric care, honored by U.S. News and World Report as one of the best in the country. Here, we achieve amazing breakthroughs that change lives. From groundbreaking cancer therapies that offer new hope to young patients, to advanced heart procedures that save lives, we partner with families to conquer challenges and achieve extraordinary outcomes. Choose the best care for your child at chla.org.
Looking for a great deal on a new ride? Lease a 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe SC for just $319 a month for 36 months, with $39.99 due at signing. Don't miss out. Drive with confidence with America's best warranty. A 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. And Hyundai's Assurance Program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or online at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com to schedule your test drive.
Lease offer on approved HMF credit. $39.99 due at signing. Plus tax, license, $85 doc fee, and registration. No security deposit. 10,000 miles per year. Offer expires 4/30/2025.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Delaware, Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Sedano Kap, your Friday afternoon drive. We are live from Rams Draft headquarters in Van Nuys and Air Operations on this day, back in 2020, the number one hit. The weekend with those blinding lights. Speaking of blinding, well, I don't know if that's a good segue, but let's find out producer Lindsay Baseball's reaction as we hear the Browns pick here, their second pick of the second round. Hit it, DeAndre.
Tonight, the Browns set to announce pick number 36.
All right, I found a young Browns fan, Jack Thomas, in the crowd. It's going to give me a little help here with the 36th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Your Cleveland Browns select
Quinshon Judkins, running back, Ohio State.
Wow, a local kid wins.
All right, well done.
Well, I guess they didn't want Shedeur.
I told you.
Now,
and I'm happy because now we're starting to build out the offense. Let's go.
There you go.
So basically, you're saying the Browns are waiting for 2026 for a quarterback.
Well, they have somebody. They have like a serviceable guy this year, and that's. I feel like the fact that they didn't take a quarterback with number 2, that's what they're doing.
Now the Raiders are on the clock.
And that's
no, we have a trade at 37.
Really?
The Raiders have traded with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay, that's
now
not
there
Shedeur.
was talk.
So they
That's
definitely
not
don't want
Shedeur.
Right. There was talk
Poor
yesterday that the Raiders could go Shedeur, but now they trade out of that pick at 37, the 5th pick of the night, for the Miami Dolphins that are now on the clock.
All right, we got to find out what did the Raiders do here, because Miami moves up to 37, and yet again, Lindsay, to your point, if you're a team that likes a player, you go get him when you can. The Raiders clearly then are not saying, hey, Shedeur fell to us, let's take him. He's our quarterback of the future. Right. When you look at the AFC West, hey, they got Bo Nix in Denver, and he had a really good rookie year. You know what Justin Herbert is with the Chargers. Mahomes is the gold standard. We have to have one of those quarterbacks of the future. They've got a guy right now who is a legitimate professional starting NFL quarterback in Geno Smith, but they don't have a star. And even if they got Shedeur, he's not going to be a star in year one in all likelihood.
So the Dolphins definitely wanted to move up because the Raiders moved back to 48 now and got a third pick and a fourth pick, but they moved back to 48 in the second round.
So smart, though, by Pete and his team because you're picking up additional bodies still in high rounds.
Let's hear what the Dolphins are doing. The pick is in.
All right, we got a trade. We got a trade here. The Las Vegas Raiders have traded the 37th pick to the Miami Dolphins. With that being said, the 37th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Jonah Savaianaya, offensive guard, Arizona. Let's go.
The stinking Wildcat goes both head of Shedeur Sanders.
Well, and by the way, up next is New England. They're not looking for a quarterback. Nope. Then Chicago. They're not looking for a quarterback. New Orleans, maybe.
That's the only other chance before the third round.
It's funny because they were suspected to be looking at Jackson Dart in the first round. They decided not to make that move. I would think they're going to go a quarterback at some point because it looks like Derek Carr might not play for them this year. So, I don't know. Maybe that's a shot.
So the Patriots are on the clock now with the 38th pick of the night. Rams are coming up in just a little bit with the 46th pick, which they got from the Falcons last night in the trade. Meanwhile, Cappy, why don't you tell us about our friends at Seller's Advantage, please?
I would love to do that, as a matter of fact. Hey, listen, guys, if you're contemplating selling your house, if perhaps now is the time you want to downsize, your kids have gone out of the house, you got this big house, you no longer need it, you're like, let's get out of this thing. Selling your home does not have to be a hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you don't need agents. You're not going to have to worry about paying commissions. And probably the most important thing is you're not going to have to make a bunch of really expensive repairs to your house. Because when you think about it, by the time you would pay for all of the repairs, plus on top of that agent's fees, you could have already sold your house for a very fair, competitive price without the worry of the deal falling through because Seller's Advantage pays cash. Now, we have spoken to a lot of Seller's Advantage customers, and here's what one of them recently had to say. This is Chris Chavez, and this is his quote. Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected, and the whole process was great. So if you would like to be offered more than you expected, you should be calling Seller's Advantage for your no-obligation cash offer today. 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747. You can visit them online at sellersadvantage.com. Do it today.
429 in your LA Afternoon Drive Takeover. We are live from the Rams Draft Headquarters, Air Operations in Van Nuys. Thanks to the Rams for having us and LAFD. Coming up next, we'll do a little radio Tinder. We'll also keep you abreast of what's going on. The Patriots are on the board right now. Don't forget, Lakers, Timberwolves tonight. We've got you covered on 710 and on the all-new ESPN LA app. Starting at 5, we'll go YouTube only from Van Nuys and on the app. And we've also got LA Kings playoff hockey tonight on the all-new ESPN LA app. We're back in just a few minutes with Radio Tinder time. We are live from the NFL Draft, the Rams Draft Headquarters, right here on 710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Have you heard me talk about my friends at Children's Dental Fun Zone? Well, what are you waiting for? You're going to take your kids there and they're going to go, Mom, Dad, when are we going back to the dentist? Words you never thought you'd hear. From preventative and routine care, orthodontic planning, and braces, CDF Zone has it all. Open 7 days a week with flexible scheduling options. For a free consultation, visit their website, cdfzone.com. They accept Medi-Cal, PPO, and HMO insurance plans. Visit the website, cdfzone.com, or call them at 833-586-7898. Children's Dental Fun Zone, where we treat your kids as our own.
Coverage of the 2025 NFL Draft on ESPN LA is driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey. Visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today.
Hey, it's Travis. Every legend has a story, and those stories are kept at Legends Attic in Claremont. Legends Attic is the premier sports memorabilia gallery and store that offers a unique blend of rare and iconic collectibles. It's a community for sports fans and collectors, so go check it out for yourself. Legends Attic, 619 West Foothill Boulevard in the city of Claremont. Visit legendsattic.com and be sure to follow Legends Attic on all social media platforms so you can stay connected to know about their upcoming signings and special events with Hall of Famers and pro players.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. In the market for new flooring? Why pay more at big box stores? At Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or visit them online at hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installations with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
The great B.J. Thomas singing about As Long As We Got Each Other. Because it's Radio Tinder time. We like to play a TV theme. Cappy and Marcus Grant here in for Shao. On this day in 1992, The Growing Pains aired their final episode. You know who else did? Angela! Who's the Boss? Final episode on this day in 92.
Really? Same day?
Same day.
Wow.
That was on ABC, right?
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Radio Tinder time. You can follow her at Lindsay Baseball on Twitter or Instagram. How about our new sponsor on Radio Tinder, the Crazy Hernandez Brothers? Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to hernandezwholesaleflooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. The Patriots selection is in. We'll get to that in a moment, but take it away, Producer Lindsay.
Thanks, Christopher. All right, guys, so I know we've talked about Pete Davidson a decent amount on this show, and I don't know if you guys noticed that he recently started removing all of his tattoos.
I heard about this.
Yeah, he's like covered head to toe in tattoos, and he said that he started removing them back in 2020. And in a new interview with Variety, he said he's already spent over $200,000 and he's only like 30% done. He said it's going to take him about another 10 years to finish everything. So I wanted to ask you guys, I know you don't have any tattoos, but if you did, would you pay that kind of money to have them removed?
No. I guess I'm swiping left on, or I don't know.
Yeah, good job. Swipe left.
Thanks. No, but I guess because I've never... there's nothing I could think of. I guess my kid's name is the only thing I would ever think to get tattooed. But I guess because I wouldn't take step one, but if I did, like that's just it. You made the choice. You decided to dive in. Like you just got to live with it.
So you didn't think it would be worth the money if you really didn't like it to pay to get it removed?
Yeah, I just like if I made that bad of a choice, then I think you leave it there as a warning to others, as a warning to yourself.
That bad of a choice.
Yeah.
Happy. What about you?
First of all, I want you to know, Lindsay, you're going to be very happy that the New England Patriots took Travion Henderson.
Oh, yeah, the other
another running back from Ohio State. As for removing my tattoos, I don't have any. But let's just say, for example, I made a terrible mistake one night. And, Chris, I decided to get a tramp stamp.
Yes.
Okay? All these years later, I'm like, this is so ridiculous. I got to get this thing. I got to get it off of me. Yeah, I would pay to have it removed. Okay. But Pete Davidson... my man. I mean, he looks ridiculous the way he kept just adding him, and now $200,000 to get them all removed. Here's my question.
That's only part of it.
What's his skin going to look like when it's all done?
Well, it actually looks pretty good because they did they did a thing in, I think this is Variety or whatever. They showed some photos. He did one, and it does, because nowadays with technology, thankfully all his tattoos were black, which is like the easiest pigment to remove. And nowadays with the new technologies, you really can go far enough in, and it just kind of looks like, regular skin.
DeAndre, when you don't like that lion on your arm, you going to pay to have it removed?
No, I like every single tattoo that I have on my body.
It's a big lion.
No, you like it now.
Again, I'm not going to get any tattoos removed.
Okay, that's what you say. Then all of a sudden, one day, your wife is like, I don't like that blob that used to be a lion on your arm. Can you get that thing removed? And you'd be like, okay, I'll do whatever you say, girl. Because that's what you do when you're married. You do what you're told.
Guarantee I will not be doing that.
I don't know.
My ex-boyfriend had my initials tattooed on his ring finger, and his new girlfriend made him, after like 10 years, finally made him cover it up.
That seems to stand to reason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My ex-wife, I've told you, my ex-wife had these 6 butterflies on her foot. The blue one, the big blue one was supposed to be me. The big pink one was supposed to be her. And then there's a little blue one for my son and 3 little pink ones for my daughters. And once we got divorced, she had something done to the big blue one.
The big blue
one.
one.
The big blue one is no longer flying around.
Have you guys seen Machine Gun Kelly? He has, he's got like tattoos from the neck down.
Yes.
He started just covering them with plain black ink.
Ugh.
Like just black blobs of ink.
That seems way worse.
Right.
That seems
That's
way
what I
worse.
think. And it's just like, oh man, you just got like these blobs of black ink all over your skin.
What's his name? Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah. Yes.
Dude, I saw him about a year ago or so. Horrible.
I don't like. I see him often on my flights back and forth to Cleveland.
Horrible.
Is he from Cleveland?
Yes.
Not good.
Yeah, he's not good. He's not good.
I thought it was just
What's
MGK.
next,
Yes, he's
By the way, the
changed.
Chicago Bears are now on the
That's right.
clock at pick 39.
And we know who they're not taking.
Right. So pick 40 will be the Saints, and we'll see if Shedeur goes there.
You know what? If Shedeur doesn't go to the Saints, here's one possibility.
Going to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 3rd round then.
What about this? Let me just throw this out at you. Pick 44 to the Cowboys.
Jerry would do that.
I could see Jarrah doing that.
Jarrah would totally do that. I would love for Jarrah to actually trade and move up ahead of the Saints just to do it, because that would be comedy to me.
The other thing
But then
is,
you got a huge distraction.
but let's just say
I like disruption.
After they just gave Dak Prescott that money.
Let's say he doesn't go to the Saints. Let's say he doesn't go to the Cowboys. Pick 46. We're talking about the Rams. Would the Rams?
No.
There's no way.
What if they trade again? Give more picks. Stockpile those suckers.
Hey, listen, the way they've hit on guys in later rounds, I do the same. I would do that.
I feel like once you get to the 3rd round, it's kind of like, whatever, let's take a flyer. But even in the 2nd round, if you need guys, you need guys.
Right. You don't need Shedeur Sanders if you're the Rams. Not yet. You don't need a quarterback of the future when you're trying to win right now.
At some point, they have to get one. It doesn't have to be in the 2nd round. If they take a shot, maybe in round 3 or in day 3, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think they make the move.
Yeah, because according to the reports, the Rams like the quarterback from Syracuse, the kid who was at Ohio State who transferred to Syracuse.
Kyle McCord.
Yeah, they like him.
Yes.
So maybe they think, hey, you know what? We can get that kid later in the draft.
Oh, absolutely. They can wait till tomorrow, I think, and get Kyle McCord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Linz, what else we got?
All right, so the previous 2 weekends were Coachella. And, a lot of people go to Coachella and they got like the fancy fit or, there's like a specific style of clothes people wear. There were videos of Kim Kardashian's daughter, North, with her little Coachella fit. She had like a fake nose ring and like a skirt and kind of had like a little Western vibe going. And I guess she went to Coachella with some of her friends and like a babysitter, not her mom, not her family.
How old is North?
She's 11.
Okay.
And people were ripping Kim Kardashian on social media saying, like, how could you let your 11-year-old go to Coachella, first of all? Second of all, without you. Do you think that this is a big deal? Would you let your 11-year-old go to Coachella?
I would.
You would?
Yeah. But hold on. With supervision.
She was there with a babysitter.
Okay, yeah. So if she was being supervised by somebody that I trusted so that I don't have to go.
Right. That's the key, is you not having to go.
Right, that's it. So Kim Kardashian doesn't want to go. She's already been there and done that, So you send your 11-year-old daughter with somebody that you trust that you're paying, and that's their job is to make sure your kid's okay. Yeah, I would do that.
Bears, by the way, go wide receiver at 39. Luther Burden III from Mizzou. And now the New Orleans Saints are on the clock with pick 40.
One, I like the Luther Burden pick. We can get into that in a little bit. As for look, Kim Kardashian resides in a universe that most of us will never understand or occupy.
Sure.
Right? And so she can send her 11-year-old daughter to Coachella with all manners of supervision and security.
That's right.
She is not going to be harassed by Gen Pop at Coachella. It's just not going to be that same level of experience. I went to Coachella, and it was great. The space I occupied at that festival is probably vastly different than the space that Northwest is going to occupy at Coachella. So, yeah, it's not the choice I would make for my kid, but she has far more zeros in her bank account than I do.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, it's true. Like supervisor, meaning like a babysitter or whatever, but security.
She has security.
Like retired Navy SEALs that just sort of hang out with North.
It's funny, Cap, you saying that you didn't, so I wouldn't have to go. You wouldn't want to go to something like that. So my sister bought tickets for my nephew to go to Tyler, the Creator. I took him to the show in Pittsburgh, but she still has tickets to take him in Cleveland, and she's trying to find any one of their friends, like family friends, to take him because she desperately does not want to go that bad.
I had one time I sent my kids to a concert with a buddy of mine. And I said, hey, I need help. You got to take my kids to this concert. So he takes the kids, and lo and behold, one of my daughter's friends was like drinking, but like he didn't know, and she passed out at the concert.
No.
So now he is not dealing with my kid.
Oh, no.
He's dealing with my kid's friend.
Oh, no.
And the parents think I'm there.
Oh, that's bad.
No,
That's all
no
bad.
good.
That's all
It
bad.
was not good at all.
It's all bad.
Go ahead, Wentz.
We're good on draft stuff right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
Saints are on the clock. We'll stay here to see if they go Shedeur Sanders.
All right, so one of the new trends in the bridal world is brides sending out invitations and signage and what do they call those? Save the dates with a QR code on them to their Venmo account. So they're basically asking for money for people to chip in for the wedding before the wedding even happens. A lot of people on the Am I the A-hole Reddit thinks that this is very tacky. The other people say, no, that's fine. Like, if people want to give, they can give. If not, they can just move on. Do you guys think that's tacky? Swipe left or swipe right?
What do you say, Marcus?
I guess I'm swiping right because I think it is tacky, so I guess I'm swiping right on it being tacky. Thanks.
Good job.
Good job, Marcus.
Way to go, Marcus.
This is gonna be old man yelling at clouds sort of thing, but it feels like.
That's on Mason and Ireland.
Oh, but yeah, I get that's kind of the whole show, right?
Greg's not
I say
gonna
that
like
with
that.
love. I love Mace. I love Johnny I. They're great. They've been great to me. But it feels like this generation, like the Zoomers or whatever, really have no qualms about just asking for money.
They have no shame.
So that's what they're called, the Zoomers, not the Boomers.
Right. No, the Zoomers. Like, but I feel like I see.
I like that.
Yeah.
I see frequently on social media, like people just like posting their Cash App, like, hey, just Cash App me, right?
How about this?
Just
Cappy does that, but he's going to send you a picture.
Yeah, but that's
At
the
least I
5
give you
o'clock show,
something.
right?
At least you're paying for a
Right,
product.
but it just seems like people don't have any qualms about just straight up asking for money. Like, I wouldn't do it, but it just seems like that's kind of the thing now.
The New Orleans Saints pick is in. Go ahead and pot it up to you when we're ready. When we're ready, they're not. He hasn't walked out yet.
Okay,
Go ahead.
because I'm going to tell you something right now. This could be Shedeur.
This could be.
And if it's not,
and then we got a problem.
Yeah.
Or he's got a problem.
Saints draft war room is busy.
Yeah, Saints draft room looks like, hey, we got ourselves a score.
You could say war room. We're on the radio.
No, it's okay.
What if they take somebody that's another quarterback that's not him, like Jalen Milrow?
That could also happen.
That could
happen. Oh, he would be so offended. Deion might cry.
But let me just say one thing about the whole idea of sending a QR code for a wedding invitation. I had a buddy of mine, younger guy, got married, and at his bachelor party, him and all of his groomsmen, they had T-shirts made up, and there was a QR code on the T-shirt, and they were posting it on social media and it said, buy the groom a drink.
I've seen that with bridal parties.
Right. So again, it goes back to your point. This younger generation has absolutely not one sense of, I don't think that's a smart idea to ask other people for money. In fact, it's the opposite. It's like, ask everybody for money and see who gives it to you.
All right, Saints are ready.
What's up, Green Bay? Who that nation? I see you.
Who dat?
All right.
Chase Daniel?
With the 40th
No.
pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select Tyler Shuck.
Quarterback.
They go quarterback.
They took the quarterback. That's not Shedeur.
Yikes.
Wow.
This is looking worse
And by the
worse
way,
for him.
this guy,
Tyler's a good-looking kid, by the way.
Tyler Shook, this guy,
He's like 30.
he's
really?
He's
old.
He's 24 years old, and people kind of compare him to like Chris Wanke, who got drafted when he was like 27 years old.
Like Brandon Whedon.
He's already a little bit older. He's been hurt a bunch. Like I think 2 or 3 of his seasons came to an end due to injury. But the scouts seem to love his height, his arm, his running ability. So wow,
He's 25.
25.
Tyler Shook, and this I am not
He's a
making
man.
this up. This is not a joke. He was in the same recruiting class as Penei Sewell. I think he and Penei Sewell got to Oregon at the same time.
I think the story goes that he was actually Justin Herbert's backup
Yes, he was.
at
For 1 year.
Oregon.
Yes.
So can you
For 1
imagine
year.
Justin Herbert is going into like his 5th year of the NFL, and I think it's his 5th year, and this kid was backing him up. So, when you see a kid who's 25 years old and it's 2025, I'd have to go back and find out. I mean, he probably graduated high school in 2018, and then, there was probably a red shirt.
He got the
there was
COVID year.
year.
Yeah.
So much
Siciliano
happened.
said he has 3 degrees. I know it's a joke, but it's so funny.
I mean, that's amazing. So here you go.
Bears are now on the clock again at 41. Jets are at 42. Niners and Cowboys 43-44. Colts at 45. Then the Rams at 46. That's what's ahead.
So you've had Cam Ward. You've now had Tyler Shuck. You had Jackson Dart yesterday go to the Giants, who moved up to get him. So now, not only is Shedeur, who continues to be the story of this draft, Marcus, now not only was he not the second best quarterback according to the draft, he's not even the third best quarterback according to the draft. They'd rather have an older guy who has no fanfare whatsoever, under the radar, who's had an injury issue, who's already older. They'd rather have that kid than Shedeur.
It looks like the Bills have just traded in.
The Bills have just traded into the 41st pick.
Well, we know they don't need a quarterback.
They don't need a quarterback. Yeah, it is. This is becoming an even bigger story to watch this kid fall down draft boards. And I think it's what we talked about at the top of the show. It is a combination of things. I do think some of it is his tape and scouts feeling like he's not worthy of being picked, certainly in the first round, but certainly not, maybe not even in the second round. And I think some of it is just everything that comes with drafting Shedeur Sanders. I mean, this is a guy who, I can't remember who wrote it, but somebody made the point that he's never taken instruction or taken coaching from somebody who isn't his father.
Yes.
And even he had trouble with him.
The Bills definitely want something at 41 because they gave the Bears 56 and 62 plus a 4th-round pick. So they want something up there. We're going to talk about it next. Radio Tinder brought to you by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal. No gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale.
They're awesome, by the way.
They are awesome. So we will get you ready for one final moment before we hand off to Lakers pregame with Beto, the countdown to tip-off. We will continue on YouTube and the ESPN LA app from Rams Draft headquarters. Cappy, before we take this time out, why don't you tell us about our friends at Prize Picks?
Okay, Prize Picks. So, Marcus, let me run something by you.
Okay.
Yesterday on Prize Picks, and you can play the draft on Prize Picks. It's so cool the way they've got this thing set up. Yesterday I took Roger Goodell to be booed for more than 10.5 seconds. That worked out really well for me.
Yep.
I'm going to pull up my lineup. I also yesterday played that Travis Hunter would be drafted higher than 2.5. So he was drafted more. So he was drafted second.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm 2 for 2. Now the only thing I have left here is I need one player between right now and the end of the draft to come from an HBCU. That is my third part of my prize pick is half a player from an HBCU. I don't know. I didn't even look. I don't know the scouting reports. I don't know how many HBCU kids are draft eligible. But I got to figure somewhere there is a coach, a general manager who loves one particular guy from an HBCU. Come on, HBCU guys.
I think that's possible. It's worth the swing. I will absolutely say that.
It's Cappy. It's worth the swing.
Yeah, it is. Now, today, I've got a $10 5-pick power play to win $720 tonight, and here's what it looks like. Luka, more than 47 points, rebounds, and assists.
Okay.
Paul Skeens and Yamamoto combined more than 13.5 strikeouts.
Okay.
Connor McDavid tonight of Edmonton, more than 22.25 minutes on the ice.
Okay.
And here's where I'm taking my big swings.
Take it big. Make it a big swing, Cappy.
Fernando Tatis to hit home run tonight, and Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani. I've got Ohtani to hit a home run tonight.
Ohtani.
Guys, download the Prize Picks app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Make a $5 play. Get a $50 bonus. And don't forget, there is a chance to win a full VIP experience to the championships of pro basketball. Okay? It's VIP accommodations, airfare, hotel, courtside seats, and you can enter 5 times in a day when you make a $5 play. It's got to be 3 players in an NBA game. So, guys, I wish everybody the best of luck. Let's make sure that somebody listening from the ESPN LA audience wins the trip to the ship. Prize Picks. Download the app. Use the code Cappy, K-A-P-P-Y. Prize Picks. Run your game.
10 minutes in front of 5 o'clock. We will talk about the Bills pick at 41 coming up next. This is the final break of Sedano and Cap before we go commercial free in the 5 o'clock hour, Cappy, and on YouTube only. So that will tell you all about what that means next. In just a few minutes, Sedano and Cap with Marcus Grant broadcasting live from the Rams Draft headquarters at Air Operations in Van Nuys right here on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Physicality was not a problem in Game 2.
Here comes Minnesota. Look out. Here's Ant-Man. LeBron stole it. LeBron down the middle. LeBron all the way to the rim and in. Huge play by LeBron. 92-81 Lakers.
Now a tied series. It's time to take care of business for Game 3 in Minnesota.
Lakers, T-Wolves.
Coverage today at 5 p.m. with the Toyota Lakers Countdown on your home of Lakers basketball.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Los Angeles International Airport's People Mover trains begin rolling early next year as part of LAX's ongoing investments to transform and improve your travel journey. The People Mover trains will quickly move guests between their terminals and our new consolidated rental car center, metro trains and buses, economy parking, and Kiss and Fly lot. The trains will make it simple and fast to get to your LAX destination in 10 minutes or less, and trains depart every 2 minutes beginning in early 2026. Learn more at lawa.org/ESPN.
Hey guys, you feel it? Days are getting longer, sun is getting warmer. Looks like our SoCal summer is right around the corner. Here in California, we are all about choosing chill. From hitting the beach to the best hiking trails to going all out to support our teams. One thing really all ties it together, and that's enjoying it all with good friends and a cold Coors Light. Pick up Coors Light near you or get it delivered to your door today. Visit CAChooseChill.com to learn more. 2025 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hey, it's Cap. Is it time to downsize? Selling your home doesn't have to be a hassle. Not with Seller's Advantage. You can skip the agents, commissions, and costly repairs. By the time you pay for repairs and agent fees, you could have already sold your home for a fair, competitive price without the worry of the deal falling through. Here's what Chris Chavez, a real Seller's Advantage customer, had to say, and I quote, "Seller's Advantage was definitely the best company I've worked with. They offered me more than I expected, and the whole process was great. They were helpful, always answered the phone, and willing to help. I can't say enough about the experience. Much better than going through a realtor," end quote. Thank you, Chris. Get your free, no-obligation cash offer today. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-AS-IS, 888-397-2747, or visit sellersadvantage.com.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Cappy here to tell you about my great friends at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. I'm a huge fan for so many reasons. The safety, technology, versatility, reliability, and they're all about the Subaru Love Promise. The cars are spacious and sporty. You got to go see my boy Omar and his team at Ocean Subaru of Fullerton. They're focused on your needs, and they're the most knowledgeable people when it comes to getting you into the right Subaru. Ocean Subaru, 1100 South Euclid in Fullerton, just off the 91 freeway. Go to OceanSubaruOC.com. That's OceanSubaruOC.com. Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, where every journey starts with love.
Everybody just have a good time. And we gon' make you lose your mind. Everybody just have a good time.
Cappy, you know what this is?
House tonight. Yeah.
Tomorrow, April 26th, back in 2011, the #1 UK song, LMFAO, the party rock anthem. Cappy, you want to go dump truck right here?
Yeah. Oh, go Marcus. Go Marcus. Look at Marcus go.
Oh, yeah, he went nuts.
See, this is what we
Marcus
needed on this
down.
set.
A lot of people just looked over here at the Rams draft headquarters of Van Nuys and went, what is going on?
What is
Why
happening
are
over
these?
there?
What are these maniacs doing?
I thought it was a draft show. The Buffalo Bills at 41
Just a different kind of draft show.
took T.J. Sanders, the DT, out of South Carolina. The pick is in at 42 for the Jets, which means the Niners are on the clock at 43. In just a few moments on 7:10 a.m., we will join the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Beto Duran, Game 3 against the Timberwolves tonight in Minnesota. We will continue here live on YouTube and on the ESPN LA app. So if you go to the ESPN LA app, the all-new ESPN LA app, and you click the Listen Live button, you will hear us continue live from Van Nuys, where there's antics and commercial-free for an hour. If you click the Lakers tile, you'll hear the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Beto, where you can also hear the game tonight. This is historic. It's never been done, where we split off from now. We do the Blue Review every morning.
Mm-hmm.
But that wouldn't be on the air necessarily. Clinton Yates is on the air on 710. We're creating history, Cappy. You and me are cutting the ribbon. Literally. We don't have a ribbon, but if we did, we'd have those big scissors.
Cut that down.
And Marcus would be holding it for
I really
us.
feel like breaking the seal is probably more appropriate for the show.
So
Breaking the
okay,
seal works
breaking the
too.
seal.
That works well.
And I've always dreamt that Marcus would be holding it when I break the seal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, I'm glad to be here for this.
Did
Yeah,
you get
exactly.
that on the thesaurus, the Super Thesaurus website?
Yeah, the power thesaurus.
The breaking the
You guys
seal?
look at Tyler Shuck. How do you say his name?
Shuck. Yeah.
He
Shuck.
celebrated with his dog.
His dog, you know.
So good. So
Can I
good.
tell you guys that the kid Tyler Shuck, it's so interesting if you didn't do any like homework before the draft to find out that this kid Tyler Shuck, who just got drafted in the second round by the New Orleans Saints, quarterback out of Louisville, he's older than Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
He's older than Trevor Lawrence. He played in 2018, 19, and 20 at Oregon. He played in 2021, 22, and 23 at Texas Tech. And he played his seventh year of college football at Louisville this past year. The guy played in 42 games in his career over the course of 7 seasons. So he averaged 6 games per year at Oregon and Texas Tech until he finally played 12 full games at Louisville. He's 25. He'll be 26 on September 28th. That's an amazing story.
He is seasoned, as they would say.
As they would say.
Yes.
The Jets have taken Mason Taylor, the tight end from LSU, which means the Niners are now on the board at 43. They're on the clock. They'll be followed by the Cowboys, then the Colts at 45, and then our Los Angeles Rams at 46, which means if you want continued NFL draft coverage and you want antics of Sedano Kap, Marcus Grant, producer Lindsay Baseball, and Young D on the ones and twos, you'll switch over to YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles and on the all-new ESPN LA app. You just hit the Listen Live button. Meanwhile, on 7:10 a.m., we are going to go to Lakers basketball in just a few moments as we get ready. The Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off. Lakers T-Wolves tonight. Game 3, you'll hear it on the all-new ESPN LA app and on 7:10 a.m. Cappy. Are you ready?
I am. I have
We're
a question.
seconds away. You can't ask it yet.
No, but look, it's 4:59:45. Is this going to happen in 15 seconds
Yes,
while we're
but
live?
first, let me say you're listening to KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lakers basketball begins right now on 7:10. Now we are live on YouTube only and on the all-new ESPN LA app when you hit the Listen Live button. I've got chills all over my body. You
I'm
want to
going
touch
in
them,
right
Kathy?
now. I'm going in right now to the all-new ESPN LA app.
You're going in head first.
And I'm going to click the Listen Live button. And I'm going to find out if this all actually really went down. Did this all really happen?
Actually happened the way we
I hope so.
advertised.
No, the Listen Live button is just us. The Lakers app would have the full feed, would have the feed. Do you get what I'm saying? We continue on the Listen Live tile. The Lakers tile would have the cutover.
So I'm clicking Listen Live right now.
No, that's just us. You got to click the Lakers tile to get us switching over to Lakers.
but I don't want to switch over to Lakers. I want to stay with us.
Then you click on the listen live.
Which is what I'm doing.
Right.
Okay,
What he just literally just said.
Right, that's what I said.
Yeah, but I thought he wanted to hear if they switched.
No, I wanted to make sure that we still were on.
We're still on.
Okay.
I'm controlling the technology.
Okay, so here's what I want to know. How many people who
You're
are
an
listening? No, actually, I'm a genius, okay? And something's wrong with your ears today because I described that perfectly to you.
DeAndre just said he can't hear us in Studio A. You got to switch off pre-delay and switch to program.
Well, if he can't hear us.
Switch to program, D.
See, this is why I was checking out
Switch to
the all-new
program, D.
ESPN LA app, and I was clicking Listen Live.
Well, he was in pre-delay. Pre-delay would switch. And listen, I said in my company memo today there could be bumps. It could get bumpy.
You did say that. You did say that. You said it could get bumpy.
Switch to program, D, then you'll hear us.
So when does Cappy get to drop F-bombs? Like when does
right
that
now
happen?
you could drop it. Well, let's make sure we're not on the air.
Yeah, let's kind of figure out that we're safe first before we start doing that. Okay.
Right. If
Oh,
Sedano's
the
here-
Cowboys pick is in. You think they're going to go Shedeur?
So the Niners picked the defensive tackle from Texas, Alfred Collins.
Okay.
Which the Niners they've gone because they took a D end in the first round. Now they get a defensive tackle.
Shoring up that D.
That's what they need.
You got to shore up the D.
Always got to do that.
DeAndre,
Very
are you
important.
back? Are you with us now?
Are you with us? Are you still here with us?
Hello, DeAndre.
DeAndre.
We're flying loose, and you know these things happen when you try new technology.
But here's what I was curious about, and it's already happening. What I wanted to know was when we left radio.
If the YouTube audio would still be there.
No.
The YouTube audio is coming out of a different room, so it should be there.
What I wanted to know was, would the YouTube audience increase because
Can we confirm we have YouTube audio?
a lot of people will want to hang with us
Can you guys confirm that there's
because
YouTube audio?
the Laker game's not for another 90
There's
minutes.
audio on YouTube.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So the Laker game's not for another 90 minutes. So Beto and Michael will have control of the airwaves, but we have control of the YouTube.
And the all-new ESPN LA app, Listen Live tile.
So what I'm already seeing is
Carlo confirmed it via text.
Okay, there's already been a 20% increase in the YouTube audience. So our numbers went up by 20% right at 5 o'clock when we went off
Well,
the
you
air.
were an analytics guy. We knew that.
Yeah, I mean,
is DeAndre with us though? Has he figured out the routing in his room?
Well, he's texting us.
He hears us on the speakers.
He does.
We
though.
might hear
Nice.
But we
He's
are
not in my headset. Well, you
Oh,
probably.
I think I heard him. I just heard him.
Just not in the headset. That's the little HP monitor. That one could be tricky.
The headphone monitor.
The headphone monitor could be tricky.
All right, so everybody's telling us that there's audio on YouTube. That's
Beautiful.
good.
So
That's
we've
good.
already
That's
made the
important.
switch.
Okay.
That's important.
And again, I can just say this. What was interesting to me was how many people were watching when we went off the air versus how many people said, I want to stay with you guys. I want to stay at the Air Ops at Van Nuys. I want to continue to follow the story. Because, Marcus, I know this is going to sound crazy because Shedeur Sanders has nothing to do with L.A.
Right.
Got nothing to do with Southern California.
Mm-hmm.
But his father and him are so famous. And the Colorado program was, in the last 2 years, blown up that everybody was paying attention.
Yes.
And I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway because it doesn't. It may come off as sounding mean,
I
but
love
it's
the
not
Cowboys
intended.
draft war room. Doesn't it look like something out of Star Wars?
I don't know.
With Jerry shaking everyone's hand, and it's all black, and you just see a star on the wall.
It may sound mean, but the Shedeur Sanders story is incredibly entertaining.
Well,
Tell
it
him what
is.
your wife just
My
texted
wife texted
you.
me during the break saying that she
Did she
believes,
hear us on YouTube? Is the audio confirmed by her?
You know, I will ask. She was, I think, listening on radio or whatever.
Now she's
but
hearing Beto.
She probably is.
We gave her clear instructions.
Basically, what she was saying is she thinks part of this is a conspiracy to keep the ratings up for the draft because she basically is watching to see where Shedeur goes. She's like, as soon as he gets drafted, she's probably going to turn the TV off. So she thinks they're kind of dragging this out on purpose.
Well, here come the
Go ahead
Cowboys.
and pot up the
They don't
Cowboys
need to do
pick
that for
here.
ratings, though, do they?
Here come the Cowboys. No, but it's a good conspiracy theory.
With the 44th pick
Here come
in
the Cowboys pick.
2025 NFL Draft,
The Cowboys
the
select.
Dallas Cowboys select Donovan
Who?
Eziraku, defensive
They
end.
got a
Boston
defensive end
College.
from Boston College.
Donovan Eziriaku.
Okay. All right.
You say so.
Now, our YouTube audience already has a poll
The Rams
question
are
sitting
on
in
the
front
clock.
of them.
The Rams are on the
I just
clock.
wanted
The
to
Colts
announce
pick
that
is in
here.
at 45. We'll find out that in a moment. Rams are on the clock finally to make their first pick of the 2025 NFL Draft.
There's a poll question on our YouTube. The question is
Is it a
this.
decided poll?
No, it's not. It's a YouTube poll.
Oh, okay.
The question is, who will drop the first curse word on the YouTube exclusive? Will it be Chris, Cappy, Marcus, or Lindsay?
I feel like you can take me out of that.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, really?
That's
I'm not going to curse. My contract is – I got a good contract. It's not as long as yours currently, Cap.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? When's it up?
Well, we're not going to talk business like that. I don't need the YouTube audience knowing the details on my contract.
Okay.
I'm not John Ireland here
But my
talking about
contract, my contract expires at the end of June 2026.
Mine expires before then.
We're not going to get in the cool reaction shot for TV, though, now today.
But we're already talking about a new one.
For you.
So I'm good.
Okay.
We're not talking about a new one for you yet.
So I'm bad.
You're not bad. We're just not there yet.
We're not
Mason
quite.
in Ireland, me, Sedano, Cap.
Eat your current meal before you start ordering another meal.
Don't
Cap.
be trying to munch on my meal.
Well, I mean, but on the other hand, Marcus, maybe I should be trying to get my contract to be concurrent with Chris's and George's. Maybe we should be a package
deal.
You're trying to do like the Patrick Mahomes thing.
Mine's
where,
more of a global GKB thing.
Okay. Sort of like, how USC to get DeMar DeRozan, they had to bring Lil Romeo in.
Romeo.
I was thinking more like Koufax and Drysdale, but that was just me. I'm more of a historian.
I feel like you guys are more DeRozan Romeo.
I think I got to get Greg Bergman done before you, Cappy.
Really? Everybody's getting done before me?
I think so.
Really? So I'm getting nothing.
You're good. You're good for another.
Listen,
years, right?
as Logan Roy said in Succession, if we're good, we're good.
Okay. Well,
he also said you guys are not serious people.
Well, that is true. Remember the end of season 1 when he hugs his son
I think
Kendall,
he would be right in this case.
Right.
And he whispers in his ear, "You're my boy. You're my number one boy, my top boy." That's what, Cappy, if I ever say that to you, you're done.
Okay.
Now the Colts, they're about to announce the Colts pick, and then the Rams will officially be.
Do we have audio, DeAndre?
The Rams are currently on the clock. They're about to announce the Colts pick.
I'm winning the poll, by the way. 45% of people think I'll curse first. Then they think Morales, then they think Lindsey. Marcus, you've told them you're not in on this.
Dream come true, but Colts Nation, let's find out who my new teammate's going to be, man. Let's go. Let's keep this train rolling on day
Jonathan
2.
Taylor is announcing it.
And with that being said, with the 45th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, my Indianapolis Colts select JT Tuimoloau.
By the way, the Rams are definitely going to pick the next pick because they have compiled everybody here at the LAFD Air Ops at the Van Nuys Airport. And now,
they did do this last night, though.
I know, but all of these firefighters are here and in uniform, and they're all sitting around the TV. And I don't know that ESPN has a camera here. So they might, for all I know.
They do.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't see it anywhere, but conceivably it's here somewhere.
So the Colts go with another Ohio State guy gets drafted, an edge defender,
JT Tuimoloau.
Okay.
Now the Rams are on the clock at 46. This is the traded pick that they traded with the Falcons last night.
So we can guarantee that it won't be Carson Schwessinger.
It won't be Schwessinger.
No.
If we can't figure out our audio, I was going to say I could always go over there with the wireless mic.
Will it be Jalen Milroe, the quarterback from Alabama?
Or might it be the quarterback? What's the kid's name from Syracuse?
Kyle McCord.
Could it be him? I would say this. I don't think that the Rams are going to draft a quarterback. Oh, look, here they are.
Hey.
Yeah.
They're on TV.
Yeah, the Rams are their war room, which is right here somewhere. I actually don't know where it is here.
It's right behind that wall.
Oh, right over there.
Yep.
Okay.
And now Rams pick is in as we get ready. We are live from the Rams draft headquarters, air operations in Van Nuys.
Okay. And I would say if you're watching this on ESPN, you're likely going to see all these firefighters who've all been sitting here cheering, which is super cool.
The pick, we will announce the pick here in just a few minutes.
Of course they're going to.
I think we got audio.
Yep.
Thanks, DeAndre.
Way to go, D.
D switched audition, which was smart. I missed that in my memo. I knew I'd missed something. I missed that.
Wait, that's a good troubleshooter back there.
That email was so long and it was so detailed, and you missed
Did
one
you understand
detail?
any of it?
Not one bit.
Scumbag.
Not one bit. But you missed one detail, the critical detail.
Well, we're learning now.
I know,
Shout out DeAndre.
but we
Now
all count
next
on
year
you.
when we have Lakers on 7:10 in the afternoon, there's no breaks for you guys anymore. You'll be on YouTube only. This was the experiment that Craig Karmazin, the founder of this company, needed to know. And now, Cappy, as we heard in Rocky IV, the song, there's no easy way out.
Right.
For you, there's no easy way out.
So I'm going to put myself in the mode of.
And think about all those shows that Sedano won't do, that you'll be stuck with me and Marcus potentially.
Marcus, have you ever seen anybody wearing a bracelet that says WWJD?
Yes.
What does that stand for?
What would Jesus do?
Really? Are you sure?
I mean, that's originally the intent. Why is it? What would George do?
What would George do? Now, if George was told by Morales, hey, on days where the Lakers are playing in the East Coast and you're off the radio, guess what, guys? You're doing a YouTube-only show. You know what George would say?
I probably can't. Well, I guess we're on YouTube. I probably could say.
Say it. What do you think he'd say?
Oh, he'd probably say, screw you.
He did.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
He would, and he
Thank
has.
you.
He would. So while George's contract, apparently, we're now
Well, his
finding
contract
out.
is better than yours.
Okay, so now
It's richer than yours.
What George is going to do is he's going to say, which
It's
is
reviewed by other departments that don't review yours.
Okay, so
or mine.
What George is going to do is he's going to say, I'm not doing these YouTube
Not
exclusive
my
shows.
contract.
It's not my contract.
Which is funny because we did talk about these YouTube-only shows before he got his new contract, and he must have put some kind of clause in there, huh?
A Sedano clause.
Yeah, the Sedano
The
clause.
same one that makes him fly first class.
Right.
Exactly.
And for me,
Sedano
obviously
clause.
I'm under
Sedano.
contract until June of next year. So there's nothing in my current contract
No,
about this.
there won't be.
Right.
You have to leave milk and cookies out for a Sedano clause? Does that happen?
That's good.
Listen,
That's
that
funny.
was very
That was a
good.
good one.
I mean, I call him my agent, so I'll leave him whatever he wants.
So I don't know. I mean, this is going to be interesting. This will.
What's going to be interesting?
Well, this.
Let me give you a different
right.
phrasing.
Okay, let me
If
hear
you
it.
don't want to do it,
Yeah.
then Greg and I'll do it.
Okay.
But how do you think that'll work out for you long term?
I don't know.
Okay then.
Well,
I don't-
wait,
I'm
let's
not
talk
sure.
about the Rams because they're
I'm not
pickings
really
in.
positive.
They're pickings
I think
in.
we know
They
how
haven't
it could
announced
go.
it
You
yet.
think
We
you
still
know?
have
I
time.
think I know.
You think so, huh?
I think so.
How could you take Greg away from the Blue Review and Mason and Ireland?
Just on the days that we have to do the afternoon show,
The
and we'll
man
get
is-
Marcus in there with us.
Okay, don't
and
do
Lindsay's
it.
there.
Don't do it, Marcus.
And Young D.
I mean,
do it,
look, what do
but
we
if
do?
you want to tell Craig Carbison, the founder of this
Yeah.
company, hey, Jack,
No.
listen, sucker, I'm not doing the YouTube-only shows
Yeah.
for your properties
Right.
because I'm only radio.
Yeah.
Well, last year.
Here we go. Air Ops. Air Ops.
Air
yeah.
Ops here in
yeah.
Van
Here we
Nuys.
go. Air Ops in Van
The
Nuys.
pick is in for our
Yeah.
Los Angeles Rams.
And the Rams, everybody's starting to see now what the Rams are doing around the country. This is great.
We
This is
should show
terrific.
this on YouTube, you know, do a little swing around.
Hey,
Well, we
guys,
didn't know
can we
this
turn
was
the camera? That's a good idea, Lindsay Baseball. Way to produce.
I don't know. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
We
yeah.
don't get in the shot. That's
Here we are.
Yeah, we're not going to be in the show.
We're here. We're here.
It's okay.
This is great. The Rams pick is in. Rams draft party.
So when we get ready, we'll go to
Cap,
the
you said
podium.
you didn't see a camera. Isn't there a camera right there?
Where? Which one?
I'm going
Right
to
there.
the one next to the speaker here.
Yeah,
Is
the
it
Draft War Room in Van Nuys. They're showing here on NFL Network. Cappy is now on his phone
Are they
showing everybody.
high-fiving yet? Like, oh, good job on the pick. I love that part. It's my favorite.
And we'll get ready
Good
here for
job.
the Rams
We
pick
made the
at
pick. Good job.
47.
Good job.
Good
Yeah, we did it.
Way
We
to go.
got this
Way
in
to
the
go.
trade
Good
last
job.
night with the
Yeah.
Falcons.
Good job.
We were
Yeah.
able to,
Good job.
wait and get our guy.
Well, who do you think they're picking?
Oh, man, I would think if I'm the Rams and I'm picking here, this is just my opinion. I'm thinking it's got to be like a defensive back or a linebacker. I obviously I don't think Shedeur is
tight
in
end.
play. Tight end is a decent.
Tight end, but
tight end's
yeah,
a good.
Mason Taylor's gone unless they want to.
Let's go to the podium.
Let's about the other guy. from
Harold
the Rams.
Fannin.
Who traded out of
Oregon?
round one
Yeah,
here
yesterday
comes a
to make their
firefighter.
first pick of the 2025 draft.
All right. What it do, Green Bay?
Yeah.
Michael
So
Brockers,
first and
Rams legend.
foremost, I just want to send a huge thank you to all the men and women who serve as our first responders and in our military.
Woo!
This is so cool being here.
It is.
This is so cool.
Secondly, I want to send a huge shout out to my son, Mikael. It's his birthday today. He's a draft
Happy
baby.
birthday,
Happy birthday,
Mikael.
Mikael.
Happy birthday, young brother, right there. Yeah.
All right, lastly, let's get into this pick.
Let's do
With
it.
the 46th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Terrence Ferguson, tight end, Oregon University.
All right.
Nice.
All right, they get the tight end.
Pick, I like it.
They get the tight end.
Beautiful. Another offensive weapon for Matthew Stafford, Puka, Devontae Adams, and Sean McVay. Terrence Ferguson, the tight end out of Oregon, those Oregon Ducks. At 46 to our Los Angeles Rams. Now the Arizona Cardinals are on the clock. Raiders will go at 48. What do we think, Marcus Grant, of that pick?
It definitely feels a position of need for them. I think he was one of the top tight ends left on the board. Elijah Arroyo, Harold Fannin, the other guys that I think were possibly in play for the Rams at that spot. I mean, look, you walk into a situation, you know you've got a good quarterback, you got two good wide receivers. There's not a lot of pressure on you to come in and produce right away. So, very curious. I mean, I think it's a good landing spot for him, and very curious to see how he fits, for sure.
All right, so the party goes on here at Air Ops LAFD at the Van Nuys Airport, and all these firefighters in uniform seen on national TV. For those of you that don't know anything about Terrence Ferguson, and if I'm being honest, this is kind of, I'm having to do my research on the fly as well. Here's some stories for you. 2021 as a freshman, he had 17 receptions, 141 yards, and 2 touchdowns. His sophomore year, he doubled it up, 32 receptions 5 touchdowns, almost 400 yards receiving. His junior year, 42 receptions, 414 yards, and 6 touchdowns. And last year, his final year at Oregon, so a 4-year player, 43 receptions, nearly 600 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and his longest went for 62 yards. So you have a guy, Marcus, by the way, native of Littleton, Colorado. You have a guy who's 6'5", 255, played at the highest level of college football, played on a very, very good Oregon team, and was a 4-year producer on the Oregon offense.
Yeah.
So you're getting a guy who, in theory, is a finished product.
He is. The scouting report on Terrence Ferguson, very much that he is productive as a pass catcher, a guy who can certainly get downfield, be a vertical route runner for you. Questions about him as a run blocker, but I think they have some guys who can sort of fill that need. So I think if you're Sean McVay, if you're this offensive coordinator, you're going to be asking him to basically be a contributor in the passing game, and you'll figure out the rest of it as you go along.
Terrence Ferguson, the tight end out of Oregon. The Rams pick him at 46. Hopefully we'll get to talk to him before 6 p.m. right here on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles and on the Listen Live title with the all-new ESPN LA app. If you are listening to us, that means you're not listening to Lakers, which is on 7:10 a.m. right now, but you are on the app potentially. You can hear Lakers when you switch over. Just hit the Lakers tile. And the Kings tile will be hot and ready at 6:30. Kings are in Edmonton to battle the Oilers Game 3. Raiders are on the clock now at 48, the pick they got from the Dolphins. We'll find out that. So, guys, the Shedeur Sanders watch continues. By the way, we're commercial-free thanks to our friends at Real Father's Rights. 48, the Raiders. 49, the Bengals. 50, the Seahawks. Again, will Shedeur go 50? Probably not, but maybe. Broncos at 51, Titans at 52, Bucks 53, and then the Packers at 54 that don't need a quarterback. So he could continue to drop. Could he drop into the third round?
So hold on one second. I'm looking at my board as in real time, and the Raiders were expected to draft
Happy's
48.
big board.
Right? Well,
so now the Texans have traded in.
Correct. Is exactly what I'm going to get to. So the Raiders, again, if you're thinking, well, hey, the Raiders could still get him. They could get a score here in the middle of the second round. Now Houston has traded.
And they want something at 48 to make this move.
So the Raiders, I haven't seen yet what the Raiders did here in terms of backing up.
By the way, another Michigan guy is off the board. At 47, the Cardinals picked Will Johnson on the defensive side of the ball, in the secondary, the cornerback from Michigan.
Okay, so the Raiders go from 48 back to 58, knowing, by the way, again, if, Marcus, they have any interest in Shedeur, they can back up because there's nobody. Not Houston, Cincinnati, Seattle, Denver, Tennessee, Tampa, Green Bay, the Chargers, the Bears, Carolina. Nobody's going to touch Shedeur Sanders.
Wow.
He could be available at the 26th pick of the second round, the 58th overall pick. That's a possibility.
Wow. It is a possibility, but I just keep feeling like if you're the Raiders and you keep trading back, that to me signals your interest or lack thereof in Shedeur Sanders.
Right, you're not grabbing him off the board while you can.
Right, like I mean, at this point, like you traded back a couple of times. If you were going to get him, just
there.
To Lindsay's point, just go get him at some point. Like if you keep trading back, you're not interested.
I don't think the Browns are going to draft him at all now. Like, no chance, because he's still going to be there in the third round.
I am just trying to figure out now who ultimately ends up with this kid, because now when you're a third rounder, second rounder, let's just assume he goes through the second round, he doesn't get drafted. You get into the third round, you're not really being drafted to be a starter.
No.
I think he was not. That was the end of it after yesterday, right?
Well, I could see him being a second-round pick and competing for a starting job. But Cappy, you're right. As a third-round guy, you're competing to be the number 2 guy.
Right.
On the roster.
Unless, of course, the Steelers do end up drafting him. Because
So the Cleveland Browns will pop up in the third round, the third pick of the third round at 67. Of course, we'll be off the air, but we will be talking next week about the Rams and what they do with their pick at 90, the 26th pick of the third round. So don't forget, by the way, you can hear the draft all day tomorrow for the following rounds, the Saturday edition, courtesy of ESPN Radio on 710 ESPN.
So Drew Brees, as an example, and I've heard people compare Shedeur to Drew Brees because Shedeur's not like 6'4", 6'5". Drew Brees was the first pick of the second round. And when you're the first pick of the second round, which Shedeur could have been to Cleveland, people think you're a first-round talent. They got lucky. They got you the first pick of the second round. You're projected to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. no one projected Brock Purdy to even make a team, let alone lead a team to a Super Bowl as the last overall pick in a draft. What I'm getting at is that the further he drops, the less likely it is that he'll be projected to be a starter. And then the circus that we've all assumed comes with him. You can't have the circus when you're not the third overall pick in New York. You can't have that circus. You got to be humbled.
Well, I think he's been humbled, right?
But I think that's part of the story here, right, is that there is the circus. You know sort of what comes with him. And I think for a lot of teams, it's the evaluation of we don't think he's good enough to put up with that. Like, it's something different. If, look, there were questions about Caleb Williams. There were questions about, whether or not he was, the excitement.